for a bit. Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
God.
Good start.
This week brought to you by. Thank you, sponsors.
I've been listening to the fuck out of Audible.
Maybe Burnie will give us a segue later.
Yeah,
since
maybe
apparently
I will.
suck at them according to every fucking comment.
Jeez. Gus,
This
you
is the
okay?
first podcast that we've been on since you left and I did the ad reads.
Yeah, I think so.
I completely fucked up the ad reads for the underwear company, which they didn't sponsor tonight, so I'm not going to say their name. but I completely fucked it up tonight, so I had to redo it.
Let's introduce. We got some new faces joining us today. I'm Gus.
Wait, are you the new face?
I'm the new face.
Oh, James Willems from Funhouse.
And I'm Bruce Greene.
He's the new
from,
face
from,
of
from,
misery.
from Funhouse.
And I'm Bernie.
And of course, I'm Gus.
Hi,
You already
everybody.
said that, Gus.
I'm James Willems
I
from
get
I'm,
on top
Funhouse.
I'm
building
Bruce Greene from
and
Funhouse.
Last building.
And introducing Gus Sorola.
And introducing Gus Sorola, featuring Gus Sorola. I get billing everywhere.
What is that? When they're in the credits, when they do the credits for a movie, the first one's important, and then the last one is the next most valuable real
If
estate?
it says and
Yes.
or introducing
With.
with is
With,
another
yeah.
important way to do that. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's weird? It's like
Mandy Patinkin.
season 7 of Seinfeld. If you check out season 7 of Seinfeld, it'll still say, and Jason Alexander as George Costanza. And it's like, I know. I've been watching for 7 years. I got it.
They're bound by law to do that. Do you know that Jason Alexander never won an Emmy for playing George Costanza?
I
Really?
did know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he nominated? He was nominated, right?
Dude, he got beat like 7 years in a row by the brother on Frasier.
He got beat by the brother and Frasier, and sometimes he got beat by
Somebody clapping?
Niall.
Somebody
Michael
clapping
Richards as
off
well.
screen?
David Hyde Pierce.
David Hyde Pierce.
He's a master of his craft.
He is.
Of what? Being Niles?
Yeah. yeah.
That was it. Oh, jeez.
You guys made that. I just saw you guys the other week at PAX Prime out in Seattle. And you guys made that awesome tourist video for
Yeah.
people of
Well,
Seattle.
this guy.
That's our love letter to Denver, Colorado.
Oh, no. It was Seattle.
What? Oh, Seattle, whatever.
They both got mountains.
Yeah.
They're both on the coast.
Yeah.
I can see why you'd make the confusion.
But which one? Where's Frasier? Which one has the Drew Carey show?
That's Seattle.
Oh, Seattle.
No. That's Cleveland.
There you
Oh,
go.
right,
Whoops,
right.
Denver.
Oh, Denver, Colorado.
I'm trying to see how many times that fucker won.
David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah.
Fucker.
He's
Best
watching. He's like, oh,
supporting actor, a record 11 consecutive years.
what?
Nominated.
Oh, nominated.
No
Oh,
big
well,
deal.
anyone could get nominated.
Well, how many times did he win?
He won in 95, 98, 99, and 2004.
Yeah, but what's he done lately?
Wow, it's a fucking
He was, what's his name in Hellboy?
Oh, he's the fish guy?
Wow.
He's the fish guy.
Knocked it out of the
Oh,
park.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the fish guy.
Also,
yeah, but that was like
Doug,
10 years ago.
Doug
wasn't it?
Jones did
It was
most
10
of
years
it.
ago. No, he's right. Gus is right. That's like 15 years ago. Hellboy's really old.
Yeah, the really hard part was Jason Alexander was up for the part of a manatee in that, but he got beat out by fucking David Hyde Pierce again for Fish Boy. What's,
Manatee and Hellboy.
what could you put into a sequel for Hellboy that would throw off the artistic integrity of Hellboy? Are you a Hellboy fan?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I like how you scoff. Like you're like so disdainful.
Those movies made a lot of money,
They
didn't
did.
they?
The first one's cool, but the second one's fucking garbage. But
I don't know about garbage. It's not
it's pretty much
garbage.
garbage.
It's
Golden
not
Army?
that great.
It's Del Toro
But it's-
like
It's
masturbating
got
all
the
over the
Crimson
screen.
Twins in it.
Who?
The Crimson Twins, the brother and the sister that feel each other's pain.
Like Tomax and Zaymon.
What kind of
from G.I.
power is
Joe?
that?
See?
It's like double the pain.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it sucks. It's really bad. It's a really stupid power.
Like if they hit the one twin,
Yeah.
does it not? Does that twin
Yeah.
not feel it, and the other one does?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're invulnerable a little bit, but the other one's somewhere like crying their eyes out.
I don't know. So it's the kind of thing where if like one twin's having sex, I don't know if the other one's like, "What's happening to me?" Like,
Does that mean the twin can't feel the sex, but then the other one can?
I have no idea.
So you gotta
I
have
don't
sex
really
for your
care.
sibling.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're having
like-
sex with your sibling, then you never come, but they do.
You got to coordinate your cum.
Hey brother, I'm really horny. Can you go fuck someone for me
No
right
shit.
now?
Absolutely,
Talk
bro.
about arguments with your sibling. You'd be like, "Fuck, go get fucking laid, motherfucker." God damn, I'd be so mad at that person.
Well, because if you masturbate, then that means they come, but you never do. That sucks.
It's the perfect storm of masturbation.
it's like
wait,
$1
how-
million butt episode.
What happens if you both masturbate at the same time, the twins?
That's the dream, right there. I mean, that's what you hope for.
Do you think like a good-looking set of twins, like let's say there's like those twins?
Bruce, they would be like, "I'm cured." You find out later.
I'm
that
sure.
that
Oh, we were masturbating at the same time. What were we
coincidence.
thinking?
What were you doing last night?
All right, Gus, I want to hear that.
Outside of porn,
Yeah.
how frequently do twins fuck each other?
Outside of
fuck
porn,
each other?
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
They're
the
brother and
Hold
sister, or
on.
sister and sister, or brother
Probably
and brother.
not.
Right.
Never.
Yeah,
I assume
probably
it's
not
gotta happen,
often.
right?
Au contraire.
It's like a
You guys
perfect
should
mirror
read
image of yourself.
Reddit relationships. It's more common than you think.
Reddit is
I'm
the
telling you,
home
have you read
of
the
honesty.
Reddit relationships
No.
subreddit? Fantastic reading.
What have you read?
It absolutely.
I'm
is great.
curious.
Let's go peruse Reddit relationships and see what's on there right now.
But Reddit relationships has to be like Reddit personal finance. Like, have you ever seen these? Where like some guy's like, I just got $25,000 worth of property in the middle of wherever. What should I do with it? And someone's like plant a garden. Like it's all useless advice because it's Redditors.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. So what's relationships gonna be?
It's a bunch of fan fiction.
I
is
had
what it
sex
is.
with my twin last
I
night.
saw
Yeah.
I saw one on personal finance the other day that was just like this long like series of paragraphs. I gotta read this. I read it, no questions. It was just like, I'm in a bad relationship. I'm leaving my husband. We own a house together. We got our kids. I don't know what we do about custody. And it went on. I had to scroll several times. Then at the end, it just stopped. Like, what are they asking?
Yeah,
The
so what
top
was the
comment is like, invest in gold. Precious metals will only increase in value over time.
What do you got?
I mean, there's tons of stuff on here. There's a
Give us something.
my 30-year-old the person who's saying this is a 30-year-old male sister-in-law married a loser and it consistently impacting my life. Please help. Then there's a guy. His wife wants to read a book and suddenly wants to be a surrendered wife.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You familiar with that concept?
I think it's like
No.
a,
I mean,
it
like
makes
a
sense.
Yeah, like a submissive wife, for like where maybe you have to tie them to a bed or do something like that. Is that what a surrendered wife is?
She read a book. She wants to make it part of our relationship. If you don't know, it's basically where women give up any control in a relationship.
There you go.
They hand it all over to the quote man of the house, from
Submissive,
sexual
yeah.
freedom to financial. They don't turn down their partners for sex, no matter how they feel. They look to the man to control finances and make all the decisions. Basically, whenever the man asks for the woman's opinion, she says whatever you think is best.
Little known fact about James Willems, he's actually a surrendered husband.
I am.
He's a surrendered husband. She tells him what to do, and then
true.
it's weird. It's really fun though.
The fun thing about it, what you should do is if you're going to become a surrendered wife or husband,
Yeah.
don't tell your significant other.
Correct.
Just start being agreeable. Like, just start doing everything.
Doing
Just go, they'll
everything.
get real confused.
Right.
Because they'll say, hey, do you want to go to see the new G.I. Joe movie
say,
or
yeah,
something? And you go,
I do.
absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. And they'll go, something's up. Something's up with
He
this.
doesn't like G.I.
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna do a search in Reddit relationships under
Twins.
my sister twins.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
twins.
Oh,
Do
and then
twins.
it auto completes. You put in T.
I get the feeling a
immediately
lot-
goes, twins having sex with each other.
I get the
weird.
feeling
Went.
on here that a lot of this stuff is a little bit fabricated too. It's kind of like the
Yeah, it's fan fiction.
penthouse forum
It's
for the
absolutely
Tumblr
yeah,
set.
it's absolutely
Yeah.
fan fiction.
I hate that about the internet. It's gonna be so cynical. Anytime I read something, it's like I gotta see a source. I have to know this is corroborated. I have to know where else this is coming from.
Where's your works cited page?
Right? Because everything is just total bullshit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can type whatever you want.
Of course.
Oh, I'm an expert in this. I've done this for many years.
Yeah.
Plant a garden. It's just like it's just noise. There's
Yep.
no way to sift out
Well, yeah,
what's actually valuable.
You need a source. I mean, like I would assume you, of all people, Gus being the very logical man that I know him to be, would always want a source, right, Gus?
What was that story that we have a internal chat program and there's a Funhouse channel and who
Oh,
was it?
yeah.
I think someone pasted some dumb ass story. Someone posted this story from CNN that was like, the British Navy has tried to picture what their destroyers will look like in the year 2050. They're going to have magic technology,
Yeah, yeah.
all this shit. And who was it? Was it Joel who posted that story?
Joel's
And
like, yeah.
My simple reply was, what a fucking worthless story. I was like, in the future, stuff's going to be magical and amazing. It's like, who fucking wrote that? Like, who took time out of their day to be like, we're going to cover
Joel was
this?
reading it, probably thought it was so fucking cool. He's like, oh man, the guys are going to love
Yeah.
this. Paste it in. The first response within 10 seconds, Gus had not read the story.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
I had read the story earlier in the day, and I was already mad about it.
Oh, that's why.
So then
That's why.
Joel pasted it in, and I was like, oh, it made me extra angry because I felt like the story was coming back at me.
Yeah.
Like I'd already dismissed it, and it's somehow re-risen.
Yep.
I was like, motherfucker.
I have to say though, Gus, that is the first time I've ever seen you quit out of a chat ever. Because we drove you out of the Funhouse group chat one time.
When did you quit? When did you
Yeah,
quit the
he's
Funhouse?
left. He's left before.
I quit for comedy.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say it's really tough because this chat program you can leave and then it announces that
announces,
this
yeah.
person. So you can time it comedically and it can be perfect, but you don't get to enjoy it. It's the
Oh, yeah,
most.
that's right,
it's
yeah.
the most just forgiving comedic move ever because you don't get to relish any of it.
Because you leave and you
leave,
never see what they say.
and then everyone laughs, but no one's gonna. You're not gonna see any of that laughter. It's weird.
I can see Gus crossing his arms and just being like,
Yeah, but he knew.
Yep.
I did that.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's interesting, like working with you guys, but not sharing an office, like having to deal with that, all that space between us. And so I find that I lurk a lot in the chat just to
We've noticed.
to
We've
make fun of
noticed
you
that.
guys and
Yeah.
your stupid stories that you post.
That
You're
chat
just staring
room,
at Joel when you said
that chat room was actually created to discuss
It was surfing.
surfing.
and-
Actually, because I made it because I figured we should have a place to talk about surfing.
And surfers.
You have
And-
to do that.
And yeah, but people have manipulated it into this weird thing that isn't what I intended it to be.
What's called #Funhouse. So why would we talk about surfing?
I don't
How
know.
did they derail that?
I don't know. It said clearly in the description for the room, this is about surf-related topics.
It does actually say
What do
that.
you think is the percentage of surf-related posts in the Funhouse?
Probably close to zero. Probably pretty close to
You
zero.
should like clamp down. You should start like banning
Yeah.
people.
Oh, can I ban?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm gonna
You
find
made the
out
group.
if I
If
can
you made
ban.
the group, sure, go for it.
If people aren't talking about surfing, banned.
Get out of here.
There was a
That would be great if, like, in our own internal chats, we couldn't get our names. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, someone had to have Funhouse _ or Funhouse team.
Yeah, we just keep making a bunch of channels. They're
Yeah,
about
yeah.
surfing. Always about surfing.
So I remember when we first brought you guys on and we were in the planning stages, because it was like 2 or 3 weeks before you guys even like came to the air. We went through a lot of different things. Like we went through all the different names like Dude Soup and Funhouse and everything. And I remember finding the day we went to go find all the social media names before we were saying everything. And you guys ended up with Funhouse Team.
Funhouse Team for most of them.
For a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, because we couldn't get fun.
There was someone on Twitter who had Funhouse.
Who took Funhouse?
But hadn't tweeted anything in like a year and a half. And it was very unclear.
Why do they do that?
And I think we tried to reach out to them and just got like radio silence back.
Yeah, we
But
did.
then once the channel launched, they started tweeting something from that account. So it looked like then they were trying to bait us into taking it, but we already had Funhouse.
Well, who
Team,
would have?
so.
Who would have taken Funhouse with the house spelled like German? Why would you do that?
Fun-
some
Fun-loving German.
festive Germans.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the craziest things ever was when we launched The Know, there is youtube.com/The Know. Somebody has registered that username. And so we tried to get in contact with the person, and like you said, radio silence as well. The problem was it was an active account, and they were actively liking Rooster Teeth videos. And I never found out who the person was. Like they just 1 month ago, so we registered youtube.com/know, and that's the channel that we use for The Know. But the person who owns The Know on YouTube, 1 month ago, they liked a Rooster Teeth animated adventure.
Bernie's been following that
Yeah.
profile.
No, I just looked it up. It's right here. It's
you like that video.
Son of a.
It's like the only activity because they don't post a lot of videos. They just watch stuff and then like stuff. And it's like they're actively like liking and watching the videos, and we can't get hold of this person. It's enormously frustrating.
Maybe they don't speak English.
Maybe you should make a video on The Know.
What language do you think our videos are in?
I don't know.
They really like the visuals.
You should make a video on The Know, just directly addressing them.
That one dude.
Yeah.
But he's
Or-
going
or
to try
woman.
and find it by going youtube.com/the know.
Right.
And it's going to take him back to him. And then he's just going to be in a cycle.
He's thought of everything. There's no way to defeat him.
We need to
Yeah.
make an RTA about it. Maybe if I mention this enough times, Jordan will make an RTA about it, and then he'll actually see it. I'm assuming it's a he.
Did you ever find any twins?
It's a Dr. Doom icon.
Yeah.
I'm actually
you
very
say? Where'd you
curious.
find out
about-
twins?
There's some twins talking to us on
Did they
social media
sleep?
here.
What? Did they sleep with their
yeah, did they sleep
twin?
with the other twin?
One of them says, "I'm a fraternal twin. No, we aren't screwing each other. Way to ruin the magic."
That sucks.
And then someone else, I guess, was talking about the twins from Hellboy. So those twins would just get into angry jack-off fight where they masturbate at the most inconvenient time for their sibling.
I would do that.
Angry jack off.
I would have done that to my sibling. I absolutely would have done that. Yeah.
Would you like, and then just before you stop?
Yeah.
Like what if I got an older brother, so if he was just going on a date,
Yeah.
like at the beginning
Yeah.
of the date, I'd be like, all right, let's end this really fast.
Yeah.
Let's do this during appetizers. Let's see what happens to him.
So I did post a story to our Funhouse chat room earlier. I don't know if you guys saw it. Apparently, Terrence Howard, remember him? He has
yeah.
developed
That's a good story.
a new method of mathematics. It's going to take the
What?
world by storm.
What
He's
is
calling it teriology.
Shit.
That's a science. That's not
No,
mathematics.
math is science. All science is math.
Sure. Okay. Whatever. Yeah.
He started this because we've been lied to all our lives. 1 times 1 is not 1.
Oh boy.
1 times 1 is 2.
Why? How?
Why? How?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with him.
So 1 is
I'm with
2.
him.
One times
1
one.
times 1.
So
Is
1
2.
1.
Yeah.
One set of ones
No, but
is 2.
why is one? Why is? Oh, so what's 0 times 1? Is it 0?
I have to look up his reasoning
Yeah,
because
look-
it was absolutely crazy.
I'm sure it makes plenty sense. Terrence Howard has a history of being just totally logical.
Yeah. It's funny because he was in the first Iron Man. He was James Rhodes' roadie in the first Iron Man.
Yep.
Then just I mean, this is like Don Cheadle steps in. Never heard much about it, but
tell him why.
It's apparently because he wanted more money.
Yeah, he turned it down.
He was like, "Are you kidding me? I'm Iron Man's friend." He's like, "I should get more money."
And then they're like, "Get out. We got Don Cheadle."
Well, Don Cheadle
an
was
Academy
actually in the
Award
room
winner.
at the time, going like, "I'll do it."
Yeah.
Like no problems.
did he win an Oscar?
He was nominated.
He'd won-
Nominated.
For the
Was he not? I thought he won for Hotel.
Hard
Rwanda.
out there to be a pimp. I can't
No,
remember the name.
wait,
of
no,
it.
not
Hustle
Don
and Flow.
Cheadle.
You're talking about
No,
Hustle
no,
and
We're talking
Flow.
about
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and
Oh,
Flow.
Terrence
Howard.
Howard. He didn't win though, right?
No.
He didn't?
I thought he was
I thought Don
nominated.
Cheadle won.
Don
the-
Cheadle won.
He won for Hotel Rwanda.
The
Yes.
song won, right?
Yes.
But
For
Terrence
Hustle and
Howard did
Flow.
not win.
But
for
he
Hustle.
didn't
Every time someone says Hotel Rwanda, Jason Saldana, that was his most expensive Netflix movie. Remember when Netflix used to ship you DVDs like 3 at a time? Everyone had one that they were like, I'm going to watch this, and they'd keep it. And he calculated that Hotel Rwanda cost him $135, basically.
I might have that beat by a friend of mine. She rented a disc of a season of Buffy, like disc 3 from season 5 of Buffy, and we were allowed. She was very generous enough to share her Netflix with everyone, but no one could ever get any of the discs because that one was always out. And so I would check it every 3 months, and it would still be out,
checked out.
still be out. And then finally, I went to. She owned all of the Buffy seasons.
Oh, so she had this one from Netflix, and she owned.
And so I asked her about it, and she was like, "Oh, well, I lost mine of that disc, and so I rented it so I could watch it. But then when I went to open the volumes, it wasn't there, and she had no idea where it went. But it was like literally like a year and a half that Netflix was like, she must be really enjoying disc 3 of season 5 of Buffy.
These particular episodes.
Yeah.
I can't think what the longest one I ever had was, but I'm sure it was something that I swore I was going to watch it, and it was like something very highbrow, and I just...
I think for me, it was a bridge over a River Kwai.
Yeah?
I think I had that for like a year. I was like, I'm going to watch this. I never watched it.
Wouldn't eventually Netflix just forgive you and be like, you just take it?
You can just
have it.
you can just click a button and go, "Is lost."
Yeah.
And they'll say no problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Oh, okay.
Like if as long as you don't do it all the time, but yeah, like you can just hit a button.
They had buttons for everything. Like I lost the red envelope, and they send you another one. I lost the little sleeve that it goes in with the barcode. They send you another
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they had all that worked out to a science because I would constantly lose shit, and I had to figure that out.
A science
So,
very similar to
Terry Allen.
I thank you for the segue back to me. I have Terrence Howard's rationale here.
Okay.
Going to change the world.
yeah.
So he's talking about the science of 1 times 1. This is a quote.
Science.
How can it equal 1? If 1 times 1 equals 1, that means that 2 is of no value because 1 times itself has no effect. 1 times 1 equals 2 because the square root of 4 is 2. So what's the square root of 2? Should be 1, but we're told it's 2.
Wait.
That cannot be.
Hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Wow.
Let's
It
step
checks
through
out.
this. Let's
It
step
checks
through this.
out.
No, I want to hear because I'm trying to follow him. Let's step through it one
Okay.
more time.
How can it equal 1? If 1 times 1 equals 1,
Okay.
that means that 2 is of no value because 1 times itself has no effect.
How come 1 having no effect makes 2 less valuable?
Well, hold on a minute. So if 1 times itself has no effect, meaning it's still 1.
It doesn't change itself.
Well, then, but what about 2 times 1? That's 2, right? What about 3 times 1?
Hold on.
That's 3.
But if
Okay.
1 times 1 doesn't equal 2, that means 2 has no value.
So okay, I
That
think
doesn't make any sense.
No. It does not make any sense.
I think I see where his brain got off the highway.
Where?
And I think he's confusing something like conservation of matter, right? Like that they're like
He
that's
knows about
something-
conservation of matter?
Well, he may not be calling it that, but like I think he's confusing the fact that like 1 times 1, he thinks these are entities, and thus if you have 1 of something and you multiply it by 1 of another something, I think he's confusing the fact that you
because
can't just create and destroy without anything.
So he's saying that if you multiply, he's taking the word literally. Basically, he's multiplying 1
yes
times
yes.
1, right? So you're
like,
1
how can
multiply
that-
1,
yes.
that means it's
But
2.
he doesn't understand that when you put the multiply sign, it now becomes a representation of the first number. That's how math works.
So he doesn't understand the definition of the word multiply.
Or
he
math,
also doesn't
or anything
understand how
else.
square root works
Right.
either.
Well,
Yeah.
get to that part because I was trying to follow him there too.
To me, it's backwards
1
logic
times
here.
1 equals 2.
You're right.
Because the square root of 4 is 2.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
That
but
means
okay.
it's half. So it is true. The square
Yeah,
root of
yeah.
4 is 2.
No, that's true.
Two times
That
two
is-
is
But I think he
four.
doesn't understand what a square root is. He just divided. He thought, they divide
Yeah,
by 2.
yeah.
So the square root of 2 divided by 2 again has to be 1.
So what's the square root of 2? Should be 1. But we're told it's 2.
Should
and
not
that
be 1.
cannot
He
be.
doesn't. So
Neither of those is
So
true.
he doesn't know what multiply means or square root.
He definitely doesn't know what a square root
He
is.
doesn't know what a square root is for sure.
Or he took it like 2, 4, and then tried to figure out what the pattern was going backwards and didn't go any further.
I guess this was
Like he
from...
probably thinks the square root of 8 is 4.
Right.
He probably does.
So I guess
Square root of
this
7
was
is
taken from an
3 and a
interview.
half.
This was an interview he did with Rolling Stone, and there's another quote he said. I guess he said he developed a true universal math. Quote: "If Pythagoras was here to see it, he would lose his mind. Einstein too. Tesla."
Wait,
Just the word?
He just shouted Tesla.
Oh no, maybe his car was leaving.
Come back, Tesla. Wait, so was he establishing the fact that he would blow their mind if they were there
Right.
to talk about math?
Right.
The only way you can
Those
convince him,
scientists?
you need to show him. It's like with children. You need to show him with scarves. He understands scarves because he always wears a lot of scarves. So if you show him one scarf, right?
But then if you show him another scarf, that's 2 scarves.
but you have to explain that's not multiplication.
That's addition.
That's addition. That's where the problem is.
so if he had 3 scarves,
The conservation of scarves
let's hold
dictates.
on. So if you have 3 scarves and then you multiply that by another scarf,
Multiplication is just an expression of addition, though.
but
Yes.
you'd have 4. You'd have 4 because you do 3, and then you got the 1 here, right?
Hey, I agree
4.
with Terrence.
I know. I think he's on to something.
I've got one more quote here
Okay,
from
okay.
Terrence
Geez,
Howard.
more.
This is a quote. "This is the last century that our children will ever have been taught that 1 times 1 is 1. They won't have to grow up in ignorance. 20 years from now, they'll know that 1 times 1 equals 2. We're about to show a new truth, the true universal math, and the proof is in the pieces. I have created the pieces that make up the motion of the universe together."
What?
He's
Was he
lost
on
his
was he
fucking
on
mind,
acid or
dude.
something? Yeah.
I don't know.
Situations like this, I like to think because you don't just walk out and start saying this. You test it. Like you test it with other people that you're socially around.
You've been
I
thinking
want to
about
see
it
their
for-
faces.
Yeah, you've been thinking about it for 20
and
years.
they know that like he probably like paid for a bunch of food or like he always buys the beers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He's always cool. It's always cool to hang
So,
out with Terrence. But
Is there going to be like a mathematics event for Terrence Howard where he tells us exactly this and reveals it to the world?
I haven't read the Rolling Stone interview. I've only read this other write-up about it. They say that he's been spending 17 hours a day working on this. He has patents on it.
Good.
And he's created his own symbol so no one can steal his ideas.
So there are actually like you can prove these theorems with laws of mathematics.
well, he's gonna
Has he done that yet?
I don't know. So I don't know if he's like working on something, like he's building some shit together, patenting it.
he's gonna profit from this big time because he's going to literally multiply all the money he has by 1,
And he's gonna make a
and
dollar
then he's gonna be
every time.
super rich. I don't know, man.
The square root of 2 should be 1, but it's not.
He doesn't know what a square root is.
No, he definitely
He doesn't know what a lot of
I'm
things
gonna-
are.
'cause
I
I'm
think.
actually going to look up the definition.
I
of
think he's
square
just.
root.
I think you're right. I think he just thinks it means to like have something.
No, yeah.
Have to.
Based on what he said there, yes.
Do you think after he basically did this interview or whatever, Don Cheadle was in the back and he's like, I can do actual math?
I'm finally figuring out the Iron Man thing. They probably like, look, first movie went well. We'll give you $2 million. Like, that has no value.
Yeah.
That has zero value.
We'll give you $2
That's
million.
0
You
million
only multiplied
Times one.
my salary
We'll give you
by
times
1.
one.
So
All right,
where do you think he's going to be a professor? Like Oxford?
I have
MIT?
no, I have
If they can
no
get
idea.
that'll be University of Phoenix. So in
Full Sail.
Square root full sale. It says in mathematics, the square root of a number is a number y such that y to the second power or squared equals a. In other words, a number y whose square, the result of multiplying the number by itself, or y times y. This is where he got this, by the way. He looked this up and was like, if you multiply y times y, it should be
A.
2y? No, that's not right. For example, 4 and negative 4 are square roots of 16 because 4 squared equals negative 4 squared equals 16.
Damn, negative number's going to blow his fucking mind.
What do you just
I didn't even think
He's like,
about
why'd you
that.
put that dash on the beginning?
How can you not have a 1?
Yeah, what's those? What you saying? We go below 0?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm fascinated. I can't wait to hear how this goes.
can't
So
wait
is
to
it
have him on
coming?
the
There's an
show.
event coming where he's going to talk about this.
There
has
is?
There has to
Is
be.
there? I mean, you think he's
oh.
going to reveal it to the world?
He's working on it. He's 17 hours a day.
It's gonna
Which,
be
if he
exclusively
doubles his workload,
17 times 1.
he'll be all the way up to
Yeah.
34 hours a
It
day.
has no
exactly.
value there.
I want to shake the hands of whoever did that interview for Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you sit there with a straight face and just let someone continue? Be like, okay.
Dude, it's like
Yeah.
the article that writes itself.
Interesting.
All you have to do is like do speech to text. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be accused of like twisting his
that's
words.
true, yeah.
So
Just
one of the
quote
worst
him.
things you can do sometimes is just print someone their quote in its entirety, and then it's just like watch them derail themselves.
Yeah.
Well, for years, he's probably been working on this. And like you said, he's been telling people. So everybody's been nodding their head. Everybody's been nodding their head at him for a long, long time.
Sure.
Including this reporter.
Sure.
Right? Does he have anybody in his life that tells him the truth? I feel bad for Terrence Howard.
The mathematical truth?
I mean, just any truth at all.
No, I know.
Maybe he
I feel
thinks
you.
he has a really big dick.
There is
Well,
there are
it's-
people in the world that they get to a point where just no, it's not worth it to tell them no, because then they will just cut you out of their life. I'm not saying Terrence Howard's that way, but
Sounds
certainly
like it.
certainly some people who get famous enough, it's like the people that surround him, they are invested in just building that person up constantly, and then that's how famous people go crazy all the time.
Yeah.
It's just they don't start off crazy. It's just they get in an environment where nobody ever tells them no, or you're a fucking idiot. You know.
Do you think you could have Terrence Howard on this podcast?
I would love to.
Maybe have him
I'd
on.
love
talk
to hear
about-
a dissertation in teriology.
What's he on? He's on Empire now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Apparently,
That show's doing really well.
Yep, we'll
They
see how
doubled
much
their
longer.
viewers.
Let's wait for Don Cheadle to come in and take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was always wondering, why does a bubble take the shape of a ball? Why not a triangle or a square? I figured it out.
Is this
The
more Terrence
fuck?
Howard?
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
A bubble take
I'm
the
really
shape.
trying to follow his logic.
I was always wondering, why does a bubble take the shape of a ball? Why not a triangle or a square? I figured it out.
He might just be stoned out of his mind. And he just wakes up the next day and goes, "Oh, man,
what was
that
I
interview.
saying?"
What did I say about math? I don't know anything
Gus,
about math."
when a lot of people get really upset when celebrities talk about politics. Does it upset you that Terrence Howard is talking about mathematics like
No,
that?
because it's fucking funny.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my god, we how long have we been milking this for?
This is awesome because a lot of times, politics, there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
In this case,
And mathematics, there
it's
are.
pretty easy.
Yeah,
This is one of the few situations where you can say, "No, you're wrong and you're crazy," and no one can really judge you.
Right, and no one can be mad at you for being for contradicting them because you are in the right. You are
Yes.
literally in the right.
Yes.
I like that.
But if he proves his theorem correct, he's going to be right.
How foolish we're going to look in 5 years from now. They're going to make one of those videos where it's like a hard cut
Oh,
of us
yeah.
talking about how bullshit teriology
yeah.
is. And then in 5 years, it'll be like, thank you for shopping with us, sir. Here are your -3/4 has changed. Or-
And he'll,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
he'll be the king of the world.
Kudos to
We'll be
the
homeless.
New York Daily News for their very subtle headline, which is Terrence Howard might not understand how math works.
Even they aren't taking a hard line on this one.
I know, maybe not. We're not sure.
He's on to something. Someone at the end of that interview had to go, "Well, Terrence, this is very eye-opening. Thank you for your time."
Thank you for your time.
And then they close the door and they just go,
Do you think that his friends, in order to try to maintain this, they've made and they've built a square bubble machine in his house?
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah.
just makes square bubbles or triangle bubbles.
He said he's figured it out.
"You figured
figured
it
it
out."
out.
That's
Look,
like
why
a
it's
law
not a
of
triangle.
nature. That's a law
He
of
also
nature.
said ball. A bubble takes the shape of a ball. It's like he doesn't even know what the word
the sphere.
It's
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
He doesn't even
He
know
doesn't-
what that
He
word
also
is.
said, why not a triangle, which is a
is
two-dimensional
Yeah.
shape.
Because we live in 3 dimensions.
He doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know the definitions of words. It turns out at all. That's why he keeps saying those other words because he
Wow,
doesn't know
that
what
is
they are.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
If someone like that, if someone had I guess we're seeing that with who's the teenage star now who's going kind of legitimately going nuts.
Well, I mean, is
have
Bieber?
no
Britney
idea.
Spears.
I'm talking
No,
about
no, no.
You're
She
asking
goes
the-
nuts. She goes on Twitter and says, "My dad."
Oh, Miley
raped me."
Cyrus?
No, not Miley Cyrus.
Demi Lovato.
Amanda Bynes. Am I the
Oh,
one?
she,
who
well,
knows
yeah,
about
that
yeah.
was
There
that
you
was
go.
like months ago. She went crazy.
Yeah, but she goes off meds and every now
Yeah,
and
that
then.
was
has-
Amanda Bynes, yeah.
Has genuine obvious gross
Problems.
mental issues
Yeah.
that are on display. You know what I mean? Whereas most of the time it's Britney Spears is shaving her head in a Hollywood barber shop, or
Flashing her
whatever else she's
beaver
doing.
and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Just seems like odd behavior. That genuinely see. I mean, an average person can see this person's behavior is she's got mental issues, right? It's it's so rare. If someone starts to decline, at what point do you tell them? Or do you just kind of ride it out? If you're in this entourage for this celebrity, you're just
You just ride it out.
I got to pay off my car and just try to stick with it.
I think you just write it out. I think that's what happens. I think that's why these people go crazy is because, like you said, for years and years, all these people around them just saying, "Yeah, yep, 1 × 1 = 2.
Yeah,
You're all good."
you bet. You're paying
Nailed
for
it.
dinner, right?
I know, yeah, you're paying for dinner. All right, well, 1 × 1 = 2.
Anyway, you
And
want
they're
another
paid to
beer?
agree. They're paid to be there and be like, yes, people.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I wish
It's
I
our
could get a
job in a
job as
way.
a yes man. That'd be awesome.
What? I think
Yeah,
you'd
that'd be
lose-
great.
You'd lose
If
your
I could
soul.
hang out with Terrence Howard and just tell him, "Hey, sounds good. Let's take out those balls. Let's go outside, and pop some balls.
blow some triangle
Yeah,
bubbles.
blow some triangles,
you
man."
can show me how. So you help me figure it out.
Wow.
One thing that always amazes me is when someone like Lindsay Lohan just doesn't come out of her trailer on a movie set. It's like having you made Laser Team, which is nowhere near the production level of like some of those Lindsay Lohan movies, some of those Disney movies. It's just like if I felt like I was going to be 2 minutes late to the set, which they required you to be there like an hour early anyway, I felt like I was going to like cost everybody a ton of money and everyone would just be sitting around waiting for me. I just couldn't imagine refusing to come out of my trailer.
They don't care.
They really don't care.
The reason they don't care is because they know the show cannot go on without them.
Yep.
And that was one of those things that I've sort of realized over time working in show business is that there are people that will abuse that and will say, well, they can't do this without me, so fuck them.
An actor actually turned me on to a thing that people do, which is like when they get so far into a production, they know it's more expensive to replace them than it is to keep them and put up with them. And so they reach a certain point of which, well, we've got 25% of the movie shot, so here I come. I'm about to be a complete asshole to everybody else. And some of the stories, too, we heard, like from some of the people that worked with us on Laser Team, were just like, they're like, we love you guys. It's such a nice set. And we're like bitching at each other constantly. And like, everyone here is so happy and upbeat and like joking around. It's like, well, what do you usually deal with? And it's like, don't want to like tell specific productions, but like people talked about like makeup people or hair people talked about being screamed at for like 20 minutes and they just had to stand there. Yeah. Like as an adult and get screamed at for no reason other than the fact that this person's a lunatic that's screaming at you. And everyone's like, it's just your day in the barrel today.
Yeah, that's part of the job.
Yeah.
That's awful.
They can't do the show without them, and so they can do whatever they want. It's
crazy.
It's the worst.
Only because they've appeared in front of that lens. Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you think the lens makes someone crazy?
Well, it's like you can't replace them. You can replace your lighting guy 50% of the way through, and it's like the lights might change a little bit, but nobody's gonna notice that guy is gone. I mean, like look at Frank Darabont started Walking Dead, and it was like after season 1, it was like punt.
Yep.
See ya, buddy. They didn't do that with anybody they cast, for any problems.
You know who they can't replace?
Who?
Terrence Howard as Iron Man's friend. Oh wait,
I can replace him.
Oh, okay, they did. Never mind.
Don, you're in.
Never mind.
You want to be part of this
Because 1 minus
extremely
1.
profitable franchise?
One
All
minus
right.
1 is 1.
I love that he also called it teriology.
Yeah, that's not.
I was going to say, that was his term? He came up with that, or did they come up with that?
No, he did. That's his. He
Can
just
I
calls
call?
it
Do you think you can call Terrence Howard Terry? Doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like a Terry.
No,
seem like a Terry.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So that's weird that he's calling it teriology.
He can call himself that. You can't call him that.
Right.
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
That's
Gotcha.
how it works.
Definitely.
Over under on Terrence Howard Twitter followers. Does he have a Twitter account?
Let me read this while you look that up.
It's probably double what you think.
I want to remind everyone, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by. Yeah.
Can I make it a suggestion for an audiobook to listen to on Audible?
What?
I recently listened to the Elon Musk biography, which was fucking really interesting, and then also Felicia Day's autobiography, who was a guest on our podcast a few weeks ago. Yeah, she does. She reads her own autobiography on Audible. It's only I think it's only like 6 hours too, so it's easy to get through it pretty quickly.
Cool.
Yeah.
All fine choices.
Is it Elon Musk or Elon?
I thought it was Elon.
Elon. I think it's Elon.
Is it Elon? I've never heard anybody say it. That's like him, basically. I'm waiting for him to say his own name.
He's an interesting dude. He was one of the founders of PayPal, but then it was disputed whether he was or wasn't, and he was part of like a couple different companies where he was ousted as CEO, which kind of like shaped who he was and like the way he approached his business, which is I think you would actually like it, Gus, because one of the things he does when somebody complains about their job and wants a raise, he goes, "I'll do your job." And then like literally does their job for a month and then lets them go. And it's like the people say like if Elon starts doing your job, he will actually do your job.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're in trouble then.
Yeah, you're in big trouble.
Do you guys remember when PayPal first launched? It used to be X.com.
Yeah, he was with X.com.
It was like, if you want to send money securely on the internet, use X.com. Like that was their thing. I think they still own the domain X.com.
The letter X.com.
The letter
Yeah.
X.com.
I don't remember that.
And I think they operated for like 6 months to a year as X.com. And then I guess it started catching on, so they switched to PayPal, I guess, to make it more friendly.
You should get the biography then. It talks all about that. And it was I'm not gonna remember the name of the company, but something like Zip2 Global was his other company just before that. And it's just his approach to business and everything else is just crazy. Like the guy's like apparently just an information sponge. Like he didn't know anything about rocketry before he started SpaceX. And then just hired people and sat with them and learned rocket science, like just by osmosis, being nearby.
He really likes that letter X, by the way.
Yeah.
X.com
It's a good letter.
I know I got fucked by PayPal too.
Did you?
I did. I sent money once for or actually somebody sent me money, so I sent them a camera on eBay, and
You still waiting on it?
all the money got pulled back.
Yeah, they took it back.
They just took it back. Is that a thing? That they can send me money and then take it back?
What would they say?
What the fuck kind of website is that? So they sent it over, and it was like, oh no, like he didn't get the camera, and I was like, but I sent the camera, and I called PayPal, and I was on the phone for a long time. I remember talking to them, being like, I sent the camera, I have the tracking information. They're like, well, he took the money back, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You took the money back. He has my camera, and now he has my money. And I remember PayPal finally, since I yelled at them so loud, they were like, here's $200. I sold it for $600.
Whoa, what kind of camera was it?
It was just like a sweet, like one of those cameras with a tape on it.
Lightning bolt on the side.
I mean, like I
you
used
know.
it to it's like
Yeah. Real cool.
I used it to shoot like dumb videos with my friends, but it was one of those things that this was like the first.
With my twin sister.
It was my.
Yeah.
It was my first foray into business, and
That's what it
PayPal fucked me. They fucked me so hard.
That sucks.
So ever since,
I had a bad experience with PayPal too. I can't remember what it was, but it was just like some annoyance that like completely turned me off to PayPal the first time I used it, and that was it. It was like one of those things. Like I used it, I was like, can I put my credit card online and send money? Nope, I can't. Okay, I'm never doing that again. Basically, and just stayed away from it forever after that point.
well, supposedly they've gotten better now since Elon Musk left or whatever. But I'm not. I mean, like I'm not sure. I stay away from that website ever since that happened. But shitty.
Well, they were bought by eBay.
Yeah,
And
they
now
were.
they're
They were.
being spun off.
Yeah, that's a smart move. That's
think
a smart
so?
move. Yeah, I think ultimately PayPal's worth a lot more than eBay is.
You think it's one of those things about like grow by shrinking? Like
What?
grow by shrinking, where they spin off
Terrenceology? Is that what that is?
businessology, like where they separate the company to make it smaller to then allow themselves to gain more growth on paper because they've lost money.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh, we don't have all that revenue anymore. We're a smaller company. Now we can, any amount of revenue increases a larger percentage.
I think Gus is a friend of Terrence Howard's.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think he's
Yeah.
been hanging out with him a little
One
bit.
time son.
No, I've been talking to Joel too much.
No
So
shit.
when I mentioned Joel earlier, people thought I meant Joel Heyman. I meant Joel Rubin when I was talking
right.
about the stupid
That's just
story.
a rule at Rooster Teeth that we have to hire somebody who has a name similar to somebody else who works here. It's crazy. I think the moment we hired Clayton, who works in our sound department, we immediately started a relationship with Colton Dunn. So it's like we have Colton and Clayton in the same thing. I literally have to pause every time I say one of their names because I know I'm going to fuck it up. I haven't yet, but I'm confident it's going to happen at some point in the near future.
There's 4 Adams here, right? 4 or 5?
Yeah,
many
Kovic,
Two of
Baird,
them work in
Ellis.
the IT department.
Yeah.
2 Adams working in the IT department. Is there I thought there was a 4th.
Fourth Adam.
I don't know.
Is somebody slipping my mind? Today was a crazy thing at the office. Today was the first time I've ever come to the office, and literally the entire parking lot was filled. Like there wasn't a single space.
I'm glad you brought this up
Because I parked in the fire lane.
because you parked in the fire lane.
I did park in the fire
We
lane.
had an announcement this morning at the meeting that was very explicitly, don't park in the fire lane.
Well, that was-
I walked outside, your car's in the fucking fire lane.
I parked-
They just said, don't do it, and you did it. It's like you took your dick and rubbed it all over Matt's face.
Well, I do that all the time anyway. But how, Gus, do you understand what you're saying, the logic of what you're saying? They told us in the meeting, I parked there to go to the fucking meeting.
4 hours later, it was still there.
Well, I'm grandfathered in at that point. Right? I have to be.
You can't make the rule after the fact and then punish people for breaking it beforehand.
true.
Well,
can't
you
do
were in
that.
the bungalow. I know you walked by your car after the meeting.
Maybe. I didn't. In my defense, though, I wasn't paying attention to that part of the meeting.
In my defense.
Yeah.
Those meetings get kind of long. One of the funniest things about the Monday meeting is that Bruce is always on a laptop
It's the
from
worst.
LA. And it's just like, we're a technology company that takes video and puts it online, and we can't talk to you via
No.
Skype.
Well, it's because it's constantly cutting out because your internet sucks here. The Wi-Fi is terrible. So I know, like, I'm sitting there eating like food or like, like spilling something on myself as the meeting is happening with hundreds of people watching, and I don't care because I know you guys can't see it. And so when you're like, all right, Bruce, what's happening with Funhouse? And as soon as I go, oh, there's blah 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 like that, it cuts out, and then everyone like stares at me, and you guys all freeze, and I'm just like, this really sucks. Like I wish I was standing next to Bernie as he parked in the fire lane, so that I could be with the whole
You
family.
should just record like a video file, send it, and then we'll just play it.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
really
in Speed when they just record themselves on the bus, but then that one idiot moves his hand into his pockets or something. That'd be me.
That's a really good idea.
That'd me, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Your knowledge of movies is kind of scary.
It is. What? Speed? People don't know Speed?
Well, remembering even the specific part about the guy with his hand in the pocket.
Here's what I think that is. That's probably, judging by James's age or what I think your age is,
Yeah,
that's probably
72.
the movie you had on VHS that you came home and watched, or DVD and watched every day after school or something like that.
I mean, I had HBO as a kid, so like that would be the kind of thing where like May is Speed Month on
Yep.
HBO, you know, and they remember when they had the little HBO pamphlets.
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
little squares. Whatever was on the front of that pamphlet was going to be on every day.
All
so
the
I
time.
remember Speed specifically, but
Well, you made a reference to What's Eating Gilbert Grape earlier that made
did.
us all fall asleep. So
I did.
why don't
And we
you
were
ask-
walking.
It's a great movie.
I'm curious to see if Gus and Birdie
Filmed
remember.
here in the area.
You go right ahead.
what is it?
Filmed here in the area.
That's perfect.
That's
tie-in.
probably
That's
why-
a perfect tie-in.
that's
So
probably
we
why
were
I thought-
walking through the HEB parking lot, right? And I said this grocery store or this chain of grocery stores reminds me.
Say the whole thing though. There was like 4 sentences.
It was like, well, first of all, it was, do you remember What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No.
Everyone said no. And I said, well, anyway, he worked at like a smaller store, like a mom and pop store.
Yes.
And then later on, out of
with you.
convenience, when like he just gets shit on that whole movie. By the way, what he's eating is shit. Because he's getting shit on through that whole movie. But he out of convenience decides to go to like a Walmart or like a store that almost looks exactly like the storefront for like an HEB. And I was like, that reminds me of that. And I turned around and everyone's just, and we're walking. So the fact that they fell asleep is pretty impressive.
So do you
But
guys
no
re-
one has any idea what I was talking about.
Do you remember?
I know exactly what he's talking about.
And somebody sees him in the superstore
And, like,
too, and, it's
and
very
they're real
embarrassing to him.
disappointed
They're
in him.
disappointed in him for being at the superstore. Yeah.
'Cause- yeah. See?
Yeah. In fact, I
you kidding me?
rewatched What's Eating Gilbert Grape probably about 6 months ago.
That's the problem.
Well, okay, so-
Gus is watching old dumb movies.
Bridge
I have a
over River
Netflix
Kauai.
account. It's like if there's nothing new, if there's not
Yeah.
a Netflix original coming out, I've got to watch a dumb old movie.
Like
Yeah.
What's Eating Gilbert
The,
Grape?
the weird thing about
You
me,
never
though,
seen it?
No, I never have actually. I hear it's good.
Leonardo DiCaprio does an excellent turn as a mentally handicapped.
That's
person
what
in
I've
that.
heard.
It's really fucking sad, that performance.
It is
Yeah.
it is sad, but it taught me, kind of like when you hear someone do a Sean Connery impression, it taught me how to do an impression of someone with a mental handicap.
Oh my
For like
gosh.
the longest time, because
Oh my-
he's
are we
got
gonna
the.
do- is
he
this
goes-
2
he's like-
shows in
he's
a
like-
row?
he's
Did
like
you
this.
not go to elementary school?
He's like
You
this
needed
the
to
whole
watch
time.
a
Is
movie?
this 2 Rooster Teeth?
This is how we did it. This is all the performance. He goes like, I could have drowned it. I could have drowned
Is this 2
it.
Rooster Teeth shows in a row? You're doing
He does
impressions
the
of a
hand
Down
things.
syndrome
I've never
person?
seen a mentally handicapped person do this.
He did this on,
like
he did
touching
this-
their fingers and stuff.
He did this on the spot. too.
Don't worry, nobody will see that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Riveting performance.
This is a case where 1 times 1 is 1. It'll all work out fine.
Man,
Did he win an Oscar? Was he nominated for that? He didn't win an Oscar.
He was
obviously.
nominated.
He
I
was
think he was
nominated for that.
nominated. He was
Yeah,
nominated.
it was Johnny Depp and him, and then Juliette Lewis.
Yep.
Whatever happened to Juliette Lewis? I mean, she was awesome. She was in a bunch of great movies at that point.
Started a band.
Is that what she did?
Yeah, I think she started playing music a lot. So
Remember, she was in a Gap ad with the Daft Punk guys. That was
Oh,
when I
yeah.
first learned about the Daft Punk guys.
Really? What
yeah,
was that?
it
How
had,
long-
yeah, it had. That was back in '99,
Yeah,
2000. Yeah.
it was a while ago. Yeah, she came out and she danced with them and stuff like that.
Why are we talking about all this old dumb shit?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape,
Because
man?
we're
about
old
some-
men. That's what we
talk
do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember
I'm
when stuff was still good? Before it all sucked?
Before
my
Terryology came in and ruined it all.
Before that guy on the bus moved his hand and ruined
Yeah,
it for
yeah.
everybody.
Oh my
What an idiot.
It was all good until that point.
Remember what? Do you guys remember what Dennis Hopper referred to Sandra Bullock as?
Wildcat.
Wildcat. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
What year was Speed? What year did that movie come out?
94.
It was pre-Matrix.
Yeah, probably something like
It
that.
was pre-Matrix, yeah.
It was because it was one of those movies when the Matrix trailer came out, and I saw Keanu Reeves was in it. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be fucking terrible. And Matt dragged me to see the Matrix, and I was like, sitting in the theater. Movie starts, and I was like, oh, it was like the greatest movie experience of my life because I had such low expectations going into that fucking thing.
Speed was June '94.
You remember the trailer to the Matrix? Like the only line I think Keanu has in the whole thing is when he goes, "Whoa."
I at the time that Matrix came out, obviously a long time ago.
99.
I was dating a girl at the time, and like she got selected to
Brag
be like
about
part
it.
of some focus group, and they showed her like movie trailers to get her opinion on them. And one of the trailers they showed her was the Matrix trailer before it came out, and it was like on her home computer. She was watching it, and I was standing behind her watching it. And as soon as it was done, I said, That looks like the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life. That looks so fucking stupid. So when The Matrix came out, I was like, I'm not going to watch that piece of shit. It looks terrible.
So how long did you wait until you saw it?
I think everyone loved it the first week, so I saw it by like the second or third week that it was
So
out.
you gave right in, didn't you?
I gave in immediately.
Wow.
I couldn't avoid it.
So my dad took me to see it because it was rated R, right? Wasn't it rated R?
No.
Was it not
Wait,
rated R?
is it rated
It
R?
might have
Yeah.
been. It
Was
might
it
have
rated
been.
R?
I think it was rated R.
No wonder it's so good.
So my dad took me to see The Matrix, and he sat there the whole time, and he watched the whole thing. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, well, so what'd you think? He's like, yeah, it was pretty good. He's like, I don't know what The Matrix is though. I have no idea.
Really?
I was like, well, it's like a machine. He's like, didn't get any of that. He's like, but I thought it was a lot of fun. So I
It's
appreciate.
like a 20-minute tutorial.
I
in the
know,
middle
I
of the
know.
They
movie.
even say, what is The Matrix?
Yeah, they do.
Let me explain it to you.
Yeah. It didn't click for him, but
Okay.
he took me, and I really appreciated that. So he enjoyed it anyway.
I saw,
What kind of guy is your dad? Is he like a? Where are you from originally?
I'm from North Carolina originally, but he's a New Yorker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So he moved down from New York City, but I grew up watching wrestling with him
Yeah.
and watching movies like that with him, but he would just basically watch them with me, not necessarily because he was getting something out of it. Just because he knew I was interested in that stuff.
Well, so how
He's
did
a
you?
good dad.
You East Coast, North Carolina, or West side of?
I like where in North Carolina?
Where in North Carolina? Yeah.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, so
dead
Charlotte.
Center.
That's
Yeah.
where Matt's sister Jane went to school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful town, right? Oh, sorry, never mind. She went to Charleston. Sorry, apologize.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
Charlotte
sorry.
sucks.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
Charlotte-
say, it
Charlotte's
doesn't
piece of
sound no beautiful. No.
But my dad moved to Asheville in the western part of the state. It's fucking gorgeous. We used to go there. I always think about going back this time of year because it was like one of the things we don't have in Texas and you guys don't have in Los Angeles is seasons. They just don't exist. And so we have to like travel to see fall colors and travel to see snow if we ever want to do that. You guys get some snow in California. You can drive
I mean,
like
you
an
can drive,
hour.
you drive like an hour and a
Drive
half,
to it.
2 hours to get
You
to
can't
snow.
drive an hour and a half and get to snow in Texas. It just
true.
doesn't happen anywhere at any time of the year. But
It's too flat.
what's that?
It's too flat here.
Does it snow anywhere in Texas?
Oh, it'll snow sometimes, but it's like a eighth of an inch,
There-
and
there
it
are-
like shuts the whole city down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no mountains anywhere, though, right? I mean, like,
Yeah, the tail end of the Rockies are over in El Paso, but I mean, Texas
Oh.
takes up half the United States in width. You know what I mean? It's such a wide state. Like if you're driving from Los Angeles and you hit Texas, it's 900 miles at that point to cross Texas.
yeah, it takes, what is it? I think, is it a whole day? It's more than a whole day to cross
Yeah,
Texas,
if you're
right?
driving from like LA to Austin, half your trip is in Texas.
Awful.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Someone made us a great Photoshop. I pulled it up on.
Yeah.
the
We got-
Apple TV
That is
over there.
amazing. All this Photoshop needs is it needs Terrence Howard's name crossed out, and then it should say Don Cheadle.
There should be a picture of Don Cheadle.
That's a beautiful mind too.
Let me see who that was so I can give him appropriate credit.
really
Thanks to Mega KX.
Did you see
for
it said
that.
a beautiful mind question mark?
So
Beautiful mind?
while we're showing stuff and on the topic of that, we have somebody who's actually here tonight, Anthony, who's here. He came up to me at the for the end of season 13 of Red vs. Blue. We did a marathon of all the episodes and showed it, which usually we write Red vs. Blue to be like a feature. So it's usually about 90 minutes, maybe 120 minutes. Fucking miles, dude. That season was 189 minutes. So that was over 3 hours with no intermission.
It's like the Two Towers, right?
It was nuts. It was a long time. Anyway, we met Anthony at the thing afterwards, and he told me he's the guy who animated all those years ago our iPhone 5 argument from Podcast 111. Patrick, do we have that to show? Yeah.
Which I was correct about.
What?
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
because-
wait,
who was
just wait,
correct?
just
Because
wait.
Hold on,
it was
we're-
after the iPhone 4. We were arguing about the future iPhone 4S. We didn't know it was going to be called the 4S at the time.
Let's roll the clip.
I gotta be honest. I usually don't like reporting on non-official information, but these days it seems like everything that you've heard about things that's unofficial has turned out to be true. It seems like.
I don't know about that.
When was the last leak that you heard that wasn't true?
Some of the iPhone 5 rumors about design.
Is the iPhone 5 out?
No, it'll be out soon.
Well, then you don't
But
know.
there's conflicting ones, so they can't all be right.
Well, how are they conflicting?
Like different designs, different looks to the phone.
One of them says it's going to be the iPhone 6. Essentially?
Yes, one of them says it's going to be the iPhone 6. How did you know? Did you read the article?
4.8. Don't just throw me like I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot.
You're disproving my theory with something that can't possibly be disproven.
What? They have different designs. They're not going to release 2 iPhone 5s that are
What
the
if
same
they
product
do?
that look totally different.
What if they have 2 different versions of the iPhone 5?
You're going to sound like an idiot in about 4 months.
We've got, as opposed to sounding like an idiot right now.
Not to play devil's advocate, but how many versions of the iPod do we have?
What's that?
I'm saying, how many versions of the iPod do we have?
That's an excellent question.
I mean, we have the
One. Because every revision, it's just revised to one uniform look. The 3G, there's a different color, black and white, but that's it.
No, I'm talking
so
about the iPod.
The iPod and the iPod Nano are the same thing
Those
right
are
now?
different products.
Oh, because they give them different names.
I'm saying they're both iPhone 5 prototypes. They're not calling them iPhone 5, iPhone 5 Nano, iPhone
5 AT&T.
I read a rumor that there was
going
going
to
to be
Verizon.
I
the
read,
same thing.
I
Am I
read that there
crazy?
was a.
You're saying that from you don't know that.
I do know that.
You're
You
just
don't know.
saying it. You're just saying it, and you're saying it's not.
You're
gonna be
just
that
saying
way.
it. Why is you saying it better than me saying it?
I'm saying most of the leaked information that has come out lately, that when the actual product comes out, it turns out it was true. And you're saying that's not true because the iPhone 5 didn't do that. But the iPhone 5 isn't fucking out! So you don't know that!
It's going to be wrong when it comes out because there's different schematics.
Wait, that's speculation!
You're speculating.
No, I'm not! Am I speculating?
I will say that I did read that one of the rumors is that there's going to be an iPhone 5 and an iPhone 5 Mini. So there could be 2 different
You look
products.
so scared.
No, that's incorrect. That's Gus is saying that's incorrect. You didn't read that.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Because he's from the future and you're not.
I'm having a lovely time with you guys. I don't want to get sucked into this.
Now I don't even want to talk about the stupid new Nintendo. Gus has ruined it for me.
We're talking about the new Nintendo.
It says, and a silent Matt Hullum. I forgot he was there.
Yeah, Matt just said nothing the entire time. Smart man. Left himself out of it.
We were
Sandy,
talking.
that was
we
really
were,
funny. We love when you first made that. So, unfortunately, we don't have the sidecar set up today, so you could say hello, but you can come wave during the credits if you'd like to.
we were
Take a bow
speculating
for it.
about the future iPhone 4S, so I was correct.
Yeah, I was going to say, so who was right?
I was correct.
All right,
What-
first
we
of
kept
all,
saying-
what were you right about?
I don't even know what you guys were
That there was only
arguing
one
about.
type of iPhone coming out.
He
All I said
saw
was-
he saw some specs.
I saw some speculation. I said I normally don't read this, but I'm going to read it because everything that's been leaked lately turns out it's been true. You know?
Usually specifications like that, like the blueprints and stuff, are typically correct
Right.
because they're very hard to forge.
Right.
Typically.
There you go. Or like something came from China, like they showed a screen or something like that
Yeah.
from a part that they sourced, and Gus said, "No, it's not true."
No.
And you said
I was
it's
correct.
not true.
In retrospect, I'm glad.
In
I'm
retrospect.
glad to see myself vindicated.
But you were
what
saying I
wasn't-
was not right based on something that had not yet happened.
Yeah, what wasn't true?
There weren't multiple iPhone 4S's released.
Wait, can I add something?
Yeah.
It actually was
Look at him coming out and stepping
Come
on
on,
camera.
say hi. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on in. Come on in.
was
Lean in right on top of Gus.
It was the iPhone 5. And they said, was there going to be 2 versions of the iPhone 5? And there was. There's an
No,
iPhone 5,
but we were
iPhone
at the
5C.
time. Look at the date. Play it back. What was the date on that?
iPhone 5
It's something
Get
something
out of,
11.
get
It was
out of
like 10
here.
I
was the
still
date
don't,
on that?
I still don't know what anyone was arguing about.
No,
Welcome to
they're-
the
they're talking about
podcast,
2
Anthony.
different versions of the iPhone. So this was what was the date? Does anybody could
What
anybody
was that date?
Remember it was
Look at RT Podcast 111.
no, but it was a
Oh,
number.
it's on the beginning.
RT Podcast
the
111.
date shows too. It was 2011. Fuck, what was the date?
I'm looking up the RT Podcast from 111.
I still don't
We don't have
know.
any dates.
I don't know what you guys are
So the
arguing about
iPhone
now.
4S release date, October 2011.
So they were talking about the 4S.
We were talking about the 4S in your face. You called it iPhone 5
Oh, man,
argument
Gus is
because
proving
that's what we were
everybody
talking
wrong.
about.
He's proving
We
everybody
were calling
wrong
it the
today.
5 because we didn't know they were going to call it the 4S.
But they could've
How
had-
does it feel to be wrong?
But they could have had
You spent all
hold
that
on, though.
time
They
animating
could
it
have
and
had the
you're
5
wrong.
schematics.
Yeah,
No, they
Hold on,
didn't.
wait. I want to know when you animate this argument, how embarrassed are you going to make yourself look?
No, well,
James, you should stay
so
silent.
Gus,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Gus is wrong here
How so?
because Bernie might be right because they do design those things at least a year ahead of time.
But we were talking specifically about the
You know
next
what we should
revision.
do? We should look up the fucking leaked schematics.
Go ahead.
Let's go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
go.
Because I mean, like, I get what Bernie's saying is that they may have been trying to do the 5 and the 5C long before they were doing the 4S. Gus, they
Oh,
know.
I see that.
You see what I'm saying?
I can see what you're
so
saying,
they know
yeah.
that they know that 4S is just going to be this tiny little upgrade, and then they're moving on to the next iPhone.
I like this. Can we have you every week instead of Bernie?
I don't
Take
think
it
so.
easy.
Probably not. No.
It's the fucking iPhone 5.
It was the 4S.
I mean, the 4S is what released that year, but those schematics may be the 5 and the 5C.
It sounds like you guys are arguing about 2 different things here. Maybe the problem.
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
yeah.
I like how like every 200, 250 episodes, we should just revisit an argument.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just
That's a
go
good
back
idea.
and see.
That's actually a really good idea.
See who was right.
yeah.
We have to do that every now and then. It worked out really well with Sally LePage. We should do that again, where we have such bad science on the podcast that
Like Terrence Howard?
occasionally we had to bring in. Yeah, exactly. We had to bring in a science expert to like go over the last year of stuff that we talked about
fucked up.
and tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Essentially.
I had to make a really long list. I was like, okay, everything we've gotten wrong. I went to the community. I was like, everything we've gotten wrong science-wise in the past year, please let me know. I'm going to write it all down. And it was like, I just had this really long list of shit. And it was like, okay, we have an hour and a half. I'm just going to read things I know are wrong to you. Tell me why they're wrong.
Oh, okay. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, it went really well.
We're actually never wrong on Dude Soup.
That's true.
Ever.
Yeah.
So all the predictions we make are correct.
Yeah, 10
And
out of 10.
We're 10 out of 10 every time.
Yo,
We're upsetting Tumblr by yelling. Just so
Uh-oh.
you know, we're not going to yell anymore.
no more yelling?
Oh, you guys are getting too loud?
Yeah.
To the microphone.
You're upset
All
with
right,
who?
so I'm on Twitter now. If anybody wants
Tumblr?
to say hello or has anything they want to ask on the Rooster Teeth podcast, just tweet us using the hashtag RT Podcast.
I'm sorry, Tumblr.
Are we
Everyone likes Sally
Are we really
LePage.
going to tone it down for Tumblr?
wanna make it up to you.
No.
Yeah.
Tumble mode.
It's not worth it.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's not worth it. Exactly.
You guys, speaking of arguing about stuff,
Yeah.
you guys cannot leave Half-Life 3 alone.
Look,
Yeah, speaking of leaked schematics and everything.
hold on a minute. We had a story about Half-Life 3 that we wanted to talk about. And so we did. It was corroborated. Gus, it had sources.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like sources? Mm-hmm.
It had sources. So we reported it. Did it make you upset, buddy?
No.
Okay.
No, just I saw you release another one today.
Well, no, this was what's his name? The Naughty Dog developer, Neil Druckmann, said, hey, if you give us the license, we'll make Half-Life 3. Are we not allowed to talk about Half-Life 3
it's
now?
cool.
Is that okay?
Y'all talk about it a lot. It's like you got some kind of beef with it.
Do you,
We don't have a
do you
beef with
stand
it.
by your initial
You
story?
can't have a beef with something that doesn't
abso-effing-lutely.
exist.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, we stand by
Did you
that.
see the argument we just had over something that
true.
doesn't exist?
That's true, yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, we can still say with 100% certainty that Half-Life 3 will not be coming out. We can still say that.
Well,
All
it's
the
the
reasons
future.
that were in that story that from your source, who I don't know the source, you guys would not reveal that even to me.
I can tell you later if you'd like.
Can you?
I can.
Because we talked about it at length beforehand.
I can tell you later.
And I was very excited for the story to come out. And I totally agree. I mean, if I was Valve and the rationale that was given in that story, that would make sense to me. I could find myself getting to the point where I make similar decisions.
Well, I mean, like in terms of the money stuff, that was all Lawrence. Lawrence put together all those numbers from Soup Data. Right, it was Super Data, right, Lawrence?
He's gone.
He's drunk. Oh, yeah. He put together all those numbers, and it made total sense to us. And that was just reasoning that Lawrence basically came up with Super Data. And the other half of the story, which was the sourced part of it,
Yeah.
that was the actual story. So it's kind of one of those things that we got the actual story, and then we had to sort of
You had
reason,
your editorial version.
and then
of
we
it as
and then
well.
we
Yeah.
use like
People want to hear your commentary on it as well.
exactly we use deductive reasoning to sort of be like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Here's why that is. Here's why nobody's working on it.
Yeah.
Super data, right, Lawrence?
I bet Lawrence had to walk away just because we were talking about Terrence Howard math.
Yeah, was it the numbers from the Half-Life 3 story? Who put those together for us? That was Super Data. It was Super Data. Okay,
Super
good.
Data.
Good. I wanted to make sure. So.
You're citing a source.
See, we got sources.
I like that.
The thing is, it's funny because it really blows the mind of some people in like the gaming community. Like our biggest problem wasn't necessarily ever the information presented or our perspective on that information. It was people were angry that we weren't revealing sources. Like that was
It's never going to happen.
That's not what you do.
Yeah.
It's gaming journalism is so far removed from anything that makes any sort of sense that like that was the problem that people had with everything, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like that's not what you do, and when you're reporting stories like that, because you can ruin people's careers, and like that's a big deal.
Well, you certainly won't get any other sources.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
You reveal somebody, you're going to damage that person's job at the very least.
Yeah.
And then there will be no other sources at that going forward from there.
So sorry, guys. No Half-Life 3.
Sorry.
Do you care at this point?
I'd like to play it. I wish it was one, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. There's so many good games out there right now. I don't have time for already what's being
It
released.
does seem weird though that they went to episode 2 and then just kind of like and stopped. Like there was no commitment on their part to keep going at all. It's just like, and especially the way they ended episode 2, which I don't know. Is it
There was
even
a
spoiler?
ship in the Arctic.
No,
Was
it
that
was the dude gets killed. The one guy gets killed
Oh,
by
right,
the
dude.
bug
The
grabs
dude
him.
gets
Yeah.
killed. I mean, like I honestly
I don't remember their names anymore.
I don't remember either. I played it so long ago, and I know it was a cliffhanger, but it was kind of one of those things that like it disappeared, and I was like, all right, well,
You're there with Alex, and I'm going to talk about Half-Life 2, Episode 2 spoilers from fucking 20 years ago.
it was like
Just a few more.
2009, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gave away the twist in the Matrix.
And what's eating Gilbert Grape?
I think we're in the clear.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone gets killed at the end of it, and it's like, what? And then it's out, and then like, oh, Episode 3 will be out whenever. Who knows?
Never.
You know, one of my favorite stories from The Matrix was we talked about Terrence Howard and like him not appearing in the other Iron Man movies. There was an actor in The Matrix who kind of lost his shit, but he wasn't famous enough for them to really put up with it. Remember the guy who was very pivotal in the first movie called his name Tank and Dozer.
Oh, yeah.
Dozer gets killed. Spoiler. And Tank survives and actually ends up shocking somebody. Not in the movies after that. And that was because apparently he was just like out there, and like even like when they didn't cast him in the subsequent movies, he showed up anyway, and then also showed up to the premieres as well.
Really?
Yeah, and just like tried to like, hey, I'm Tank from the
Me,
Matrix.
Tank.
Yeah, everybody
Signs an
remembers me,
autograph.
right?
Tank.
It's me, Tank.
He was a great character. He was one of my favorite characters in the original Matrix.
Your favorite characters?
He was one of my favorite characters.
How many favorite
Hold
characters
on.
did you have?
Let me see. There was Trinity and Morpheus.
Yeah.
You're
Neo.
naming all the
Neo.
characters, Bernie.
I like him.
Did you ever read that story?
I didn't like the Jill Pantaleone character. I thought it was
Cypher.
Cypher. Yeah.
Did you ever read that supposedly the character of Switch was supposed to be a character that switched from male to female all the time? Like that's why the character's name was Switch, and that's why they cast like an androgynous-looking woman for the character.
Not like
was because he was supposed exactly. It was supposed to be this character that just constantly changed her appearance in the Matrix.
That makes sense. I mean, it's the Wachowskis.
Who was the other dude that was with Switch all the time?
The one who
APOC?
Yeah, it was APOC.
Yeah.
Someone thought
Was that another one of your favorite characters?
He's another one of my favorite characters was APOC.
That's the not like this.
APOC.
Not like this.
Remember that line? Not like this. Boy, that was good. Is
I can't remember a single APOC line.
There's at one point where he goes,
that a line? Is that
yeah,
kind of a line?
yeah.
imagine
For
being
him,
that
it
guy?
is. If you ask him, it's definitely a line.
Well, he didn't.
Can you imagine
he
being that
goes,
guy? Like, I was in the Matrix. I was APOC.
Yeah.
Like, who?
Who the fuck's APOC?
It's one of Bernie's favorite characters.
Yeah.
I had that line.
I'm literally in the script. He's the guy. I'm the character that they kill to demonstrate how they're going to kill the other characters. That's literally the purpose of APOC.
Pivotal.
Exactly right. Oh my gosh.
How sad is that? That's my whole purpose in the film.
And then the other guy was Mouse, right?
Mouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
Mouse.
cool. He was the one who designed the women in the. I gotta go watch Matrix now.
Yeah. Can we just put it on? He had the 2 guns at the end, right?
Yeah.
He didn't, he
That was
let
in
himself die.
That was in Revolutions, right?
no,
he didn't
not
make
the
it out of
gun.
first
The
Matrix.
gun machine.
In the house.
In
where
the
there's
house,
glitch.
he
Oh,
basically
that's right. Yeah.
has
yeah.
those boxes and then he gets blown away.
Yeah.
Neat.
Real cool.
I mean, The Matrix is a good film. But
Did you guys watch?
He demonstrates the other way you can die in the Matrix.
yeah, by getting shot a lot.
Did you guys watch Jupiter Ascending?
Yeah.
I just watched it.
What do you think of Jupiter Ascending?
So
another
Bruce,
Wachowski.
This is when we were going to go to Seattle. He watched it on the plane ride to Seattle, right?
Back. On the way
Okay,
back.
but either way,
Great plane movie, by the way.
Lawrence-
Fury.
Oh,
If
is
it's
it?
still playing on planes?
I
watch
saw
it.
Fury in the theaters.
Really?
He wasn't crazy about it.
Fuck, I loved it.
I thought it was garbage. But
Okay.
Sorry. anyways, go ahead.
So Lawrence and I have both seen Jupiter Ascending. We were really excited for it, and then Bruce is like, I downloaded it. I'm gonna watch it on the plane. We're like, all right, well let's give you the prologue,
Sure.
and which is our theory about Jupiter Ascending because it's not good. It's actually terrible, which is sad because I wanted to like it, but I couldn't at all. But it's basically, I have a theory about it. Have you seen it?
I absolutely have seen
So you know it's horrible,
I
right?
saw it with my 13-year-old kid, and he was like, ugh.
Oh,
yeah.
he didn't like it either. Oh, boy.
no, yeah. It's too much.
So my
It was
theory
his Dune.
is that
exactly
it's
what it
very
was.
much. That's what you said.
That's modern day Dune. That's exactly what it is.
It's basically, it feels like the Wachowskis were like, we have an idea for a movie.
Yeah.
It's basically our twist on Twilight because we know the last couple movies we've made haven't been super profitable. So we're going to make a profitable like Twilight type franchise. And so they're like, you just give us $500 million and we'll kick out this trilogy. That's going to be a space trilogy with a handsome lead and like a damsel in distress,
All we
but
need
she's
is
also a
$500
strong.
million.
We just need $500 million. And some studio went, we got $80 million and you can make one movie. And they're like, oh boy. Oh boy. Because it is, watching that movie is like you just read a one movie adaptation of a 2,000-page book trilogy that doesn't exist. It's really weird.
So how long ago did you see it?
I saw it when it was in theaters.
Okay, so my favorite part of Jupiter Ascending is asking, if you've seen it, how long the movie is. You tell me how long.
Oh my god.
How long is it?
2.5 hours?
2.5 hours. How long do you think it is?
I only
Okay,
think I remember because you told me.
I think Lawrence, you told me it's like 2 hours 45 minutes.
I probably would have
It's
said
really
2.5
long.
hours.
And Lawrence was like, I think it's like 2.5 hours. It's really long. When I finished it on the flight back to Seattle, it said 1 hour and 58 minutes.
Really?
And it was nowhere close to 2.5 hours, and that was when the credits had ended.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
but hold on.
So
if
it
you
was-
multiply
That times
the
one.
times one,
No, it's nowhere close to 2.5 hours, and that's the sign of a terrible movie.
The toughest part about the movie to me is, and there's a lot of tough things in that movie. The toughest thing is the actor's choice who plays the lead villain to play it as like an asthmatic kid.
He's like, I want to take the planets and I want to crush them.
Then he
he's
shouts.
always crying.
Then he
Yeah,
shouts.
but then he goes,
And then I'll destroy the world.
The actor's he's actually really good. He was good in the movie Theory of Everything.
It was a very specific choice, and it's one that like just didn't pay off, and like nobody, like I only think the way he played that part was right before they called to action. He'd go, "Hold on,
yeah, hyperventilate.
I'm going to go." Like, he's like literally has
He's out of breath.
no air
of
left
breath.
in his lungs.
Yeah.
Gets rid of all of it.
That's true.
That movie could have been really awesome if there was at least one point where someone went, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
What was that? Like you were whispering to yourself, and this is a really big room that we're standing in, so I couldn't hear what you were saying. Yeah, that was a good movie.
So you're saying I shouldn't watch that?
You might enjoy it.
What does that say about me?
If you
Well, I mean, like in the sense that it's dumb.
Oh, okay.
Like you might enjoy it because it's dumb, and like the
Yeah.
visual effects are not so bad.
It's like an article written about a future warship.
yes,
Yes, kind of like that.
It might Jupiter Ascending might hold a very special place in cinema history in that it might be the only sci-fi movie that no one has ever cosplayed based on it. I mean, I've
true, you're
literally
probably
never
right.
seen a Jupiter Ascending cosplay.
I never thought of that.
I've seen just about everything, but not that.
it's just Channing Tatum with slightly pointy ears,
slightly,
Yeah.
slightly.
and then he sniffs things,
Which he's
and can
really upset
somehow
about.
Like have the whole history. My favorite thing about Jupiter Ascending, is that his character's name is Kane, right? He's Kane, and he's a dog man.
Right.
And then there's another character whose name is Stinger,
Yeah.
and he's a bee man.
Yeah, that's true.
What are the other dog men and the other bee men named? Like that, they took the only names that you could possibly have as a half bee and a half dog man.
I don't know. We've been talking about Jupiter Ascending for weeks.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
really
when you talk
tired of
about
it.
Jupiter Ascending, it feels longer.
I'm
just
really
like watching
tired
the
of
movie.
it.
You didn't
really
like
tired.
Fury?
No.
What was it you didn't like about Fury?
So Fury, there's a okay.
What did
Fury-
you like? What's a good movie you saw recently? Gotta give us a ray of sunshine here. Did you like Ant-Man?
Nah, I mean, like it's okay. It's like
So you just don't like stuff.
no,
Mad
that's
Max.
not true. That's
Mad
not,
Max.
You can ask anybody. I love Mad Max.
I don't like.
He's the
stuff.
one that doesn't like stuff. I typically like stuff. The reason I didn't like Fury is because it hits beat for beat every single thing that a war movie should hit.
Okay, that's fair.
And I didn't like that because I thought at some point this movie with Brad Pitt and a good director and good special effects and good actors would give me something other than exactly what I expected.
I'd never seen a movie about a tank crew though. I thought that was really cool.
You know what? That was the only thing that I thought was cool is the fact that they were in a tank.
Yeah.
Like other than that, it's like, oh no, this guy he just come to war and he doesn't know how to fight. You gotta learn how to kill dudes. And then they kill dudes and one of them dies. And that's too bad. Let's move on. Oh, we gotta go hole up in this place with the people in the house. They're like, oh, they're Germans, but they actually do love us. And we had sex there. Yep, that's right. We moved on. Oh, now there's a big standoff. We're gonna fight 100 million Germans.
There's some moments even in the German house though that are like not your typical war movie, like the way that American soldiers are portrayed as well, like the dark side of war and all that. Yeah.
I guess.
Like there was never that moment in Saving Private Ryan.
That's true. There was that.
Yeah.
You're right about that. There was never that moment. But Saving Private Ryan is 100 times better movie.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan's hard to beat though. That's an amazing movie.
Yeah, I mean, and that came out, 15, 20 years ago, 98. So
Yeah.
it's one of those.
I will say this though. You know, you miss your song lyrics and you hear about it later that like you completely misunderstood something, but it was like really poignant to you. Was you know how the Tom Hanks character wouldn't give any information about himself, right? That was a big thing. He would never tell the guys. Like, he told them they knew he was a school teacher, and that's all they knew. Well, his last line in the movie is "Earn this." He says to Matt Damon's character, he says, "Earn this," like at the very end of the movie. And I thought he said Ernest. Like, that's my name, Ernest.
Oh.
And so I had this thing where I thought, oh, he told him his name right at the end. So
wow,
it's
that's really cool.
a personal piece of information. I go, that was a really poignant, all that thing. And then I found out later I was completely fucking wrong. Of course, my friends realized that they were pretty brutal about it, too.
Ernest P. Worrell.
Yeah.
Ernest Goes to War. Love that movie.
Someone pointed out to me that, like, they say his name multiple times in the movie.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yet somehow still,
Yeah.
I thought he was revealing his name at the end of it.
Like his real name, his true name.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to read this other thing. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by...
So what are you guys doing down here? Why are you in Austin?
We are here, for 3 days to shoot as much as we possibly can with you guys.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where we've always wanted to be like doing an RT Life or doing the RT podcast or like lots of stuff like that. And you've kind of given us a chance, we're really excited about that.
Yeah, this was when you guys initially started, which was back in February. The plan was to get you guys down here on a regular basis, but you guys were getting settled into your new office, and then your new office after that,
and then your new
and then
office.
new one. But then we hit the summer too, and it's like then it just became like the events got in the way after that. So now I think we're in that regular schedule where we'll be doing more and more crossover stuff.
Absolutely.
With you guys.
It's funny because I remember when you came out the first time and we were like talking about it, not really strategizing, but just like thinking ahead. You were very much like slow burn, slow little bits and pieces, maybe one person one time. But basically what it amounted to was nothing. And then all of us just come out and over the course of 3 days do absolutely as much as we can.
Yeah.
I remember the one of the big things I was like, the big thing we have to do is like the Funhouse group and the Achievement Hunter group. We had to like keep you guys separate for like 6 months, so everyone would be like, I just want to see Funhouse play Achievement Hunter. I just want to see, and it's like we'll just play with that and we'll extend it over my time. We'll have a big event in the summer where you guys play each other. It's like, no, you did it like week 2.
Well, that's because Smite was like, hey, we want you guys to play each other, and we're like, okay, we'll play them. We're pretty good, Smite.
I don't.
And then they cheated.
Oh, did you?
No,
they cheated.
Oh, they cheated. Yeah,
They
they did that ringers thing with you guys.
Yeah, they cheated.
You okay with that?
I'm fine. Yeah, I mean, because it
You guys
wasn't them.
look-
You were pretty. We were all pretty bad.
First of all, you ran out of the room. You were pretty pissed off.
I didn't want to play.
You yelled at Spool.
No, that's not true. That was a different time.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Actually, Spool yelled at me.
Oh, right, right.
But regardless,
Spool yells?
he yelled at me about Smite. Yeah.
What, you
Yes,
yelled?
he did.
It sounded like
That's
that.
bullshit.
It sounded like that.
That's bullshit.
He
No,
says
he
he
yelled
didn't
like
yell,
that.
he raised his voice.
He raised his voice. It sounded like the villain from Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but we were. We all were. We thought we were pretty good at Smite, and then when we lost, we were all sort of bent out of shape about that. Like we were like, that's really weird. We didn't think they'd be good at Smite, and then when it was revealed they cheated, we were like, oh, we felt
It was
better.
a sigh of relief.
Yeah, we felt-
Duped.
Yeah.
We felt.
Dude,
I didn't feel duped. I was okay. They're the dupes. Because we were like, hey, well, we played our best and we did pretty well against people who are like the best players here.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Who did you guys
that's
play against?
admirable.
Caleb? And was Reisinger one of them?
Caleb Reisinger, Chris Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Martin's pretty good.
There was a couple others.
Was Baird in there?
Oh, was it? Did Baird play too?
Yeah, maybe.
There were 4 of them.
I don't know.
think, and then Jack played.
They're all dead to us, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true.
I suck at that game. I know that it just never grabbed me. Hey, are you excited about the opening cinematic that was released for Legends of the Void?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Are you?
I'm incredibly excited about that.
I didn't even know that was coming out. It's a StarCraft 2 expansion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Protoss one.
Yeah.
Right? Is it all Protoss?
Uh,
Legacy of the Void? What did I say?
Well, Legends of the Void.
Oh, sorry. I said Legends.
I know what you meant. Yeah,
I had,
yeah.
I had MOBA on the brain. Sorry.
Yeah.
Say Legacy of the Void.
yeah, it's the Protoss campaign for StarCraft 2.
Are you really good at multiplayer StarCraft, guys?
Oh, shit.
I used to be. I haven't played in a long time.
Fucking we
He
talked
ta-
about it forever.
He talked so much
I
shit.
talked a lot of shit. I got my ass handed to me.
So what
I
was-
mean, it was like a 6-minute match. Dude.
It was over so fucking fast.
It was tough.
Like he talked shit for so many months. It's like, all right, fine, let's do this. And it was just like over.
And you
it's just
destroyed
like,
him.
That's it. Done.
It wasn't even like a Zerg rush or anything. It's just like he had like 10 buildings as base. I had 2.
Oh, jeez.
So it's just like there's no catching up. And it was like it got destroyed.
What was your highest rank?
Oh, I never played rank. I just played my friends. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
You keep it local. That's smart.
Keep it local.
That's
yeah.
smart.
Once you get ranked, it's like you just feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping you got higher up in those
No.
ranks.
No.
You and Lawrence.
I'm only recently getting into ranked play and stuff. Like I've been doing a lot of ranked at like Hearthstone and like trying to get in like Heroes of the Storm stuff. But I avoid ranked a lot of times.
Are you scared?
I'm scared.
Rocket League.
I never want to feel bad about myself after playing a video game. And I feel like ranked games, you always feel
It's
bad about
almost
yourself
always,
when you're done.
Yeah, almost always. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just like you're just setting yourself up to feel bad. And that's not why I play games.
We should start a Rooster Teeth Esports team. What would we do?
Lose a lot.
No, I mean, what would we play?
Oh, I don't know.
We don't have to actually be the players. We could just sponsor a team.
Just hire a bunch of like
Ringers.
North,
basically.
like South
Can we
Koreans.
sponsor a Maple Story
Smite might
team?
make sense. We play a lot of Smite. You know, a lot of people here play Smite.
It should be something unconventional, unconventional.
Like pronounce unconventional
Yeah.
with a B.
I like to mix it up. Something like Rugby Manager 2015.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, like we just get in there so that way no one else even
Yeah,
knows how to
nobody's
compete.
nobody's good at that game.
Yeah. It's
like-
we can be the best.
You'd like pick a game that doesn't even have multiplayer, like Euro
Yeah,
Truck
yeah.
Simulator.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. We got
Somebody pointed out something really funny about the state of esports right now, which it is catching on, and like ESPN just hired a director of esports at the network, and it's getting there, right? It's like people are understanding this is a big deal, and like the international has a $17 million purse. Is that right, or $18 million purse? Gus, do you
Sounds
know?
about right.
Sounds right. You guys are the news department, you know.
I thought, yeah, Lawrence, what was it, 13, 14 million?
I don't know, it's crowdfunded, so it gets ridiculous.
Yeah, it gets really, really high.
Lawrence didn't say he said he didn't know, but he deferred by saying something he did know. Like it wasn't enough to say I have no clue. It's like I don't know, but here's what I do know.
That's what I like about Lawrence.
He has perpetual knowledge, not always the knowledge you want.
That's what I like about. That's what I like about him.
yeah.
But somebody pointed out to me, and as somebody who's in esports, is like that those events are really cool, but like 95% of the events are like in a hotel ballroom. You know, still it's just like if there was like the Super Bowl essentially, but then everything else was still played on like high school football field stadiums. Like that's the state of esports now.
Right.
Well, that's like what LCS is. I think league. That's probably the biggest one, right? And they have that at the Staples Center. Was it last year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago. And that was a big deal, right? You had a bunch of kids watching people play League.
Yeah.
But it's still, nobody knows what this stuff is. And I mean, like, I know what League is. I know what Smite is. I know what those games are. And I don't want to watch them. Like,
Well, see, that's the thing too. Is like even within like the in gaming, people like specific games, and the teams are like focused on. You could focus on a game, and then the game's just not like a big esports title. Like I remember back when what was back when it was not esports, but it was pro gaming. What's the name of the guy who had like his own brand of keyboards and everything else?
Oh,
Fatality. Thank you.
That's
How
what
could I
it was,
forget
yeah.
that? Fatality with a 1, right, instead of an L.
Yeah.
And he was playing Pain all the time, or Painkiller. And that was a big esports title or pro gaming title. I'm like, I've never heard of this game. It's like, does anybody play this game? And he was constantly talking about like going into some tournament for Painkiller. Like he was paid to play that game all the time.
and it wasn't cool.
No,
it wasn't cool.
It'll catch on at some point. Like I think the big one right now is, and I could start a firestorm by saying it's either Dota or League of Legends.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like those two MOBAs are the big thing right now. But it used to be Call of Duty, I mean, what's next? I just hopefully Rocket League, because I could actually watch people play Rocket League all day long.
Yeah.
Rocket League's great.
Yeah, it's a great
I've been
game.
having a ton of fun playing that. Do you all play Rocket League at all?
I thought are we doing a tournament?
We're gonna try to do one. Jack wanted to be part of it, and Jack had to go to an event, and so he's not here. And he was like wanted to be part of it. He was like one of the organizers for the Rocket League tournament. We're gonna try to do a company-wide Rocket League tournament. So you guys are gonna come back. Some of you are gonna come back next week for the Laser Team premiere. From
Oh,
what I
yeah,
understand.
for Fantastic Fest.
And
Yeah.
so we might try to do that then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's just going to be Adam and I.
Jack will be back as well.
Yeah, so
I can't be on your team then.
Why?
I want to be gone.
Where are you?
I'm out of town.
You're not going to Fantastic Fest for the premiere of
I want to
Laser
be gone.
Team?
I want to be out.
What are you doing? Were you skipping
Awkward.
town?
I'm on vacation.
Oh, boy.
Were you on my team anyway? I don't remember us being on the same team.
You fucking asked me if I wanted to be on your team.
Oh,
and I said
boy.
yes.
Oh, jeez.
You're
Boy.
confusing me with Blaine, the other hot guy. That's what's happening here. I never asked you to be on my team because my team's going to be me and my kids.
Hey, start animating.
I'm going to pull up the email
Another
right
argument.
here.
Here it comes.
An email
Oh, Gus is going to prove it. Go ahead, Gus. Go ahead.
asked you to be on my team.
I don't think
asked
we
you to be
can.
on my
We
team.
can't settle this until what? 2 years from now?
Yeah.
We can't settle
250
it?
episodes. We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
See, and Jack wanted to do 2 versus 2 tournament. I want to do 3 versus 3 because isn't that the standard version of Rocket
I
League?
think
It's
so,
3 versus
right?
That was 3v3.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
There's the email.
Oh, what
Uh-oh.
happened? I just hit a
He's like,
button.
ooh, it accidentally deleted itself.
Oh, never mind. All right.
Or
well,
it never existed in
I
the
guess
first
it's
Go
place.
gone.
ahead. Okay.
Wait, read it out loud. Read it out loud.
Me is you. It's not recognizing me. Okay. We are planning. This is me writing to Jack.
Okay.
We are
Wait. To Jack and who?
you.
Right, that's a very important detail.
No. I wrote it. No. I wrote it to Jack and then BCC'd everybody else in the company.
That's true. Because he
Ooh,
wrote
that's
it.
awkward.
I got it too.
I wrote. We are planning
Yeah.
a company-wide 3-versus-3 tournament in Rocket League next week.
Oh,
Save the
Gus-
date, Tuesday, September 15th.
Gus
Probably
thought
the
it was
evening.
only to him.
We
That
need
was
8
personal
teams
email.
of 3 players. Anybody interested? And Gus wrote, "I'm in."
I thought you were saying
There's nothing.
That's
Gus
embarrassing.
thought he was on your team.
That's embarrassing.
Hey Gus, I like you too. Okay, I really do want to be on your team.
Nice throw, Nancy.
I hit you in the fucking hand.
You hit him in the
It
knee.
hit your
See how I
hand.
I could have done this, but I went just let it fall to the ground.
Oh man.
Just ducked out of the way.
No, yeah, Gus. 'Cause
Sorry,
You
Gus.
didn't even reply to me.
Because you're not on my team.
You're
You're
gonna
just
have to-
saying you
Yeah,
want
I
to be in the
replied to your
tournament.
email.
You're just saying you want to be in the tournament, and that's the whole purpose of the fucking email.
How many people replied to you like that?
I got the. I
Do you think you're
replied.
on do you think
Is,
you're on
hold
my
on.
team?
Isn't
No.
this a
Oh,
moot point? This doesn't matter because he's not going to be here.
That's true.
Everything could proceed as usual.
Well, no, but Gus he's offended now.
Well, you weren't on a team, so
He's
don't
not
worry about
offended.
it.
Other people came to me asking to be on their team. I was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to be on Bernie's team.
He's not.
Like, literally, I turned people down.
Really? You turn people
I
down?
turned people down.
Oh no.
He's not offended though because he's not on my team. Like it's a personal thing, and he's like, "Oh, I wanted to be on Bernie's team." He's offended because he was wrong.
I'm
That's
offended
what-
because I was right. That's entirely correct.
He's sitting in that chair right now, stewing because he was wrong.
This is the opposite of the iPhone argument. Totally what it is.
Wow.
So so hopefully we'll do the Rocket League tournament next week.
Cool.
So I'll talk to you off the air about when the dates you're gone are. So we'll figure that out. I don't like to say I don't like to say on the air.
Yeah.
Like what days where our homes will be vacant. That seems
that's
like a
true.
bad
Yeah, that's a
idea.
good point.
Yeah. So I try to avoid that if I can.
Appreciate it. Well, that's an awkward segue. So where are you from, Bruce? Oh, no,
I'm from Los Angeles, so I was actually born in the Valley.
That's
in,
rare.
in Los Angeles. It's true, yeah. Both Adam Kovic and I are actually both from Los Angeles. And I lived in Los Angeles and I lived in Santa Barbara. Went to high school and college there, and then I moved back to LA. So I am a SoCal kid through and through.
Never lived anywhere else.
Never lived anywhere else. That is correct.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I read a stat one time that like most people die within 50 miles of where they were born. Most people do.
I read that and I thought that was really sad and pathetic until I realized, oh, I was born like 2 miles down the road from here.
You're not
You
dead
were.
yet, though.
Yeah, no, you might die in like a couple of years.
You still got
Nah.
time.
You still got some time.
If
to
you
move
start
away.
feeling sick, just start driving.
So you're saying that if I want to live longer, right? Just
yeah.
get
Just
away.
Go. Like, you know how sometimes when animals know they're going to die, they just go into the woods? It's because they don't want to die within 50 feet of where they were born.
Let me get the fuck out of here. I had a cat that did that. We had it for 13 years and just like walked away one day.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Fuck you people.
I had a cat once that
I'm sure it was a courtesy. Like
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to bury it, but
I had a cat that kind of did the opposite. We had this cat for when
crawled in your lap and
died
died.
in your lap.
when I was a kid, we had this cat. We had it for a couple of years. I don't know, 3 or 4 years, whatever. It was like an inside-outside cat. One day, it was just gone. I was like, all right, cat's dead, whatever.
Cat's dead. Whatever.
Literally, like 6 years later, it showed up at our
Yeah.
house again. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought this cat was dead. It was like, all right, cool. The cat's back. It died that night.
It came back and died.
To die at my house.
He grabbed your shirt and he's like, save me.
Avenge me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
made it.
It was Mendoza.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! And then the cat died.
I was like, oh, cool. I always thought this cat was cool. Died that night.
How did it die? Do you know?
It just went to sleep and then just like didn't
You,
wake
like
up.
you
that
shoved
was
it, and it was like, well, there it goes.
Like, cool. Thanks, asshole.
Wow.
You were away. It was away from my house longer than it was at my house.
Yeah.
What a dick.
So it just showed back up, and you must have had like that big moment of elation of going, "Our cat is back."
Yep.
And then you wake up the next day, you're excited to play with the cat. Dead.
Just to play with the cat, slapping it around.
I want to
I got
congratulate
you a
you.
new toy.
That might be the biggest laugh I've ever heard of a dead cat getting ever. So I want to congratulate you on that.
You had great timing.
Wow.
Good Lord, that's terrible. Joe the cat disappeared for like 2 weeks, and I didn't mention it or anything like that because I didn't want people to know that Joe the cat was missing and upset anybody. And we found him after 2 weeks. We found the fucker. Like somebody called us. It was unbelievable. And Gav told me during all that time that the same thing happened to what's the fucking name of the cat? The Ramsey's cat, Jeff's cat, Egg. Mm-hmm. Gavin gives a name to everybody else's like pets. Like he renames everybody's pets, except he hasn't done that with Joe the cat. But that cat disappeared for 6 months and was gone, and then just one day just showed up back at the house. Cats are fucked up like that.
That must be a cat thing then, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like they must
they do that.
because dogs never do that.
Like we moved, And so I think Joe the cat, our idea was that he was trying to get back to the old house.
Oh.
Like get back to his territory or whatever. And he did go south. So that is possible. He just
Did you
didn't
put a
go
little
very far.
GPS on him? Is that how you know he went south?
We actually had a GPS collar for him because we'd moved and we were like all prepared for that. But the battery unit died after 3 days.
Ooh.
So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Joe had some adventures.
You were driving by a truck stop and you saw the little collar just lying there.
Yeah.
He got it off. He's on the move. He's headed south.
He's going for Mexico.
Yeah.
He's headed south.
Hey, are you excited about Home Slice opening around the corner from here?
It'll be good. I like East Side pies a lot. I've been happy we've been getting
Dude,
that, but
Home
it'll be good to
Slice-
have variety.
What's Home Slice?
Home Slice is so good. What kind of pizza do you guys like? Like style of pizza? Do you care?
Round with toppings on it.
Like
It
East
doesn't
Coast
matter.
pizza, like New York
I
style.
eat all pizza. It doesn't
Really?
matter to me. Yeah.
Deep dish for me, all the way.
Really?
Chicago style.
Yeah, don't go to Home Slice. You'll hate it. It's like
thin crust.
traditional New York style pizza, like streets of Manhattan. But it's like we don't get that in Texas. There's always that myth about it, and they don't have it in Los Angeles really either.
Thin crust?
There's that myth.
they do.
There's that myth about like the water,
water,
in New York has some kind of mineral content that makes the bread and the bagels so good that you
It's
can't
arsenic.
Get. Is that what it is? Fucking rat turds. What's gonna happen? I just saw another thing about that. Climate change now is at an irreversible point where the sea levels are going to raise like 1 meter in the next 10 years and 5 over the course of the next 50. What's going to happen to Manhattan in that case?
I've got something I like to say when it comes to like all this, talk of climate change and
Oh boy.
where the world's going.
I like this.
It just needs to be good another like 20, 30 years.
I know.
After that, I don't give a fuck.
Why? Because you'd be dead?
It needs to be good for me. Then once I'm dead, who the fuck cares?
Wait.
Manhattan can flood. Fuck it. I don't care. It just needs to be good for a couple
But
more
don't you want to
decades.
live and see Manhattan flood? That'd be kind of cool.
No.
That'd be pretty
That'd
cool.
be tragic. If it happens after I die, that doesn't matter.
It's not going to do it all at once.
Well, hold on. It's not going to flood.
Yeah.
It's 1 meter or 5 meters. That's not a flood. That's more of like just the water comes up a little bit and you got to walk around in the water.
5 meters is a
splash
lot.
around.
Not
a
so
little
bad.
bit.
Yeah, that's not so
pretty bad.
Everybody wears galoshes. It's no problem.
I mean, the subways would be screwed. I mean,
Yeah, 5 meters is huge. That's over 15 feet.
So what? We raise the
wait.
whole city of
Yeah,
of
we just
Manhattan.
float it. We just start floating.
Neo
things.
Manhattan, right? I've seen
Neo
enough
Manhattan,
animated.
just like
now,
Jupiter
obviously.
Ascending, and then you move it all the way up. There you go.
So when we
People-
first started, and it was just like 5 of us, I had to do stuff for these guys like all the time, like tell them to pay taxes and stuff like that. And like I remember I had to call and make a life insurance appointment for Jeff because he had a daughter, and I made him say, "You're going to talk to this person about life insurance tomorrow. They're a block and a half away. Go there and do it." And then the other thing I did one time specifically with Gus, not for Gus, but Gus had the funniest bit from it was
The bit.
we had a 401k meeting where it's like, you guys are going to do 401k. But at this point, we had like 12 people in the company. And then I met with the financial advisor first, and I said, just convince them that the 401k is worth it. They're young guys. They should put away some money. It's important. He goes, I talk to people in this case all the time. I talk to technology companies and .coms or whatever he said at the time. He goes, no big deal. I go, no, these are artists. You don't understand. He goes, I guess I do this every day. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I saw the guy after his meeting with Gus, who I think was first, and the guy was pale. And I go, how did that go? He goes, well, I sat down with Mr. Sorola, and I said, so what is your long-term retirement plan? And Mr. Sorola looked at me and said, to die at 40. And then I laughed.
You don't have to worry about running out of money.
I mean, that's true.
It's perfect.
He says, and then I laughed, and he goes, but Mr. Sorola, statistically, people don't die at 40. You'll probably live past 40. What is your plan then if you live past 40? And Mr. Sorola looked at me and said, shotgun. So that was Gus's response to the 401k guy when he came in.
I push it off a couple of years from 40 at this point.
Oh, things are looking pretty.
Things are,
You
things
wanna
are
stick
looking
around.
pretty good.
So how long do you think you're going to be around now?
Yeah, we'll see.
This is what happens though.
Once the podcast gets canceled.
When you're younger, you think, why would I ever want to be old? But it happens so slowly that then you
Yeah.
don't realize it, and then you're 89 years old and you're driving in a car to get 50 miles away from where you were born.
Yeah, you don't get old overnight.
No,
it's
no.
like a slow thing where like,
Yeah.
oh, little by little. it
Yeah,
creeps
kind of
up
like
on
how you aged that financial advisor about 30 years in one brief meeting.
Hey, I'll make you a deal right now. Okay? This is a long play. You, me, Matt, Joel, and Jeff. We each take $1,000 right now and put it in a savings account that we invest. The one who dies last gets it.
It's like the
All of it.
The Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
The hellfish.
The
flying
hellfish bonanza.
Hellfish.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a tattoo, though. Do you want to do it? It's a lot of money.
Sure, why not?
That's a lot of money. That's a big bet.
Sure.
You think you're gonna outlive me?
I'll outlive all you guys.
You're an asshole. There's no way. There's no
You know
way
why?
that's gonna happen.
We've already established I got a shotgun.
That's true.
Would you take
You're
somebody
gonna
out?
kill them?
Yeah. $1,000? Sure.
That's murder.
$1,000 a head. That's the deal. So it's $5,000 to start with. You can turn that into something, right? Let me do the math on this.
What would you invest it in? Mutual funds?
We just let Joel do it. That'd be fine.
Teriology.
Just multiply it by 1 every year.
Oh,
my
my
gosh.
gosh, we'd be rich.
It doubles.
We grow. We get the square root of our money by the end of it. We're worth so much. I'll talk to Matt about it. See if he wants to do it. You talk to Jeff. Nobody will talk to Joel. We'll just take it out of his paycheck.
All right, well, it's about time to wrap up. We're going to go.
I wish Home Slice was open. Where are you guys going to eat while you're in town?
We don't know.
Like I think Barbara and Aaron are taking us somewhere, but we don't know where we're going.
They don't
Why?
appear to be
That's
here.
not what. Why? What is it, like mystery food?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I mean, like this is it's their town. It's your guys' town. Where should we go?
Yeah, don't listen. Don't. Luckily, Barbara's going. Don't trust Aaron. Just don't trust him.
Don't trust them.
Yeah.
I mean, I already don't. So
Yeah, it's a good call. That's a good call. You gonna get barbecue while you're in town?
I don't know. Maybe.
You guys literally don't even care.
well, we got. I mean, like
No, I don't.
not really. We're working the whole time. We're here to work with you guys.
So, real quick, one last anecdote.
Oh.
Some people know, but I eat space food for 2 of my meals a day.
What, you eat Soylent?
It's not Soylent.
It's basically
It's
Soylent.
basically it's the same idea.
Okay.
It's the same idea. And so I decided that for this trip we'd be busy. Maybe I wouldn't have time to go get lunch or have breakfast, and we'd be staying in some place. So I brought 2, like probably a pound's worth of this powder, light powder,
is it in a bag?
in a Ziploc bag,
Wow.
vacuum sealed, right? And then just put in another bag, another larger bag, and then I just put it in my carry-on, and I want to see if I can do this. And I took it out. No one asked me anything because I have white skin. No one cared at all.
I don't think that applies to drug charges, though.
Well, I had read on the internet, people are like, I don't know, like whey protein, stuff like that. A lot of times they'll try and confiscate it or they'll test it or whatever. No,
well,
no
it's
problem.
kind of a dark brown. Could it be a heroin?
It could have been
Black tar.
arrested then.
Black tar heroin.
Something we had to cut from social disorder was they had the body bag, and he's dragging it down the street, and a cop stopped him, and he says, like, he's in a black and white police cruiser, stops and says, "Is there a body in that bag?" And Aaron goes, "No," and he goes, "Okay," and he pulls
Drives away?
He just drove. He drove away. We ended up having to cut that bit because we just didn't want to make the Austin Police Department look bad over something that really wasn't,
Wow.
a dead body situation, but it was so weird.
It's a live body. It's totally
Yeah, it's
different.
a live body. It's totally fine.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.